How you think I'm gonna die lucky if I turn 33? Okay, so yeah, I smoke like a chimney. I'm not skinny and I pull a Britney every other week. But cut me some slack. Who do you want me to be? Cause I'm too messy, and then I'm too fucking clean. You told me get a job, then you asked where the hell I've been. And I'm too perfect. You know I'm impatient, so why would you leave me waiting outside the station when it was like -4 degrees and I get what you're saying? I just really don't want to hear it right now. Can you shut up for like once in your life? Listen to me. I took your nice words of advice about how you think I'm gonna die lucky if I turn 33. Okay, so yeah, I smoke like a chimney. I'm not skinny and I pull a Britney every other week. But cut me some slack. Who do you want me to be? Cause I'm too messy, and then I'm too fucking clean. You told me get a job, then you asked where the hell I've been. And I'm too perfect, so I open my big mouth. I want to be me, is that not allowed? And I'm too clever, and then I'm too fucking dumb. You hate it when I cry, unless it's that time of the month. And I'm too perfect, so I show you that I'm not 1,000 people I could be for you. And you hate the fucking law. You hate the fucking law. You hate the fucking law. It's taking you ages. You still don't get the hint. I'm not asking for pages, but one text or two would be nice. And please don't pull those faces. When I've been out working my ass off all day, it's just one bottle of wine or two. But hey, you can't even talk. You smoke weed just to help you sleep. Then why you out getting stoned at 4 o'clock? And then you come home to me and don't say hello. Cause I got high again and forgot to fold my clothes. Cause I'm too messy, and then I'm too fucking clean. You told me get a job, then you asked where the hell I've been. And I'm too perfect, so I open my big mouth. I want to be me, is that not allowed? And I'm too clever, and then I'm too fucking dumb. You hate it when I cry, unless it's that time of the month. like you were a bird. Fly it all out like an eagle in a sunbeam. Ride it all out like you were a bird. Wear a tall hat like a druid in the old days. Wear a tall hat and a tattooed gown. Ride a white swan like the people of a Belgium. Wear your hair long, babe, you can't go wrong. Catch a bright star and place it on your forehead. Say a few spells and baby, there you go. Take a black cat and sit it on your shoulder, and in the morning you'll know all you know. Wear a tall hat like a druid in the old days. Wear a tall hat and a tattooed gown. Ride a white swan like the people of a Belgium. Wear your hair long, baby, you can't go wrong.
I'm back. Took a little minute, but we're back at the bang. I know you feel the groove, why don't you give me a tap? 2 steps side, cause the money's intact. Oh, so smooth, you know the voice well match. Appreciating life, cause the blessings is packed. Doing this from young, you know we're due to bust Achilles. Had you falling in love, that once, soon that a million. You know the big P got the rhythm and flows. Why my girl S.O. got the gift, she's cold. Name a better duo when it comes to the stove. Cooking up a song, but raining off it but strokes. Pretty, sexy, clean, tan, tuddy. You see we got the body, why the music is cocky. I never had to brag, you can see what's poppin'. We can take it to the room and we can spread out on the body. Shine, 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 shine. I could teach you a couple lessons. Where you wanna start or you wanna book a session. Stay following the heart, but let your mouth be the weapon. While the mind stays free, studying and getting reckoned. Look at the fives hit face, yeah, it equals match. Name me something better than this 10-10 smack. Michelin stars on this kit, use fat. That's why your baby mother's trying to join in the catch. I ain't never had to brag, they be falling like cats. Giving what they need and then it's back to the bag. Tell me something different. I only saw myself when there was fire in the kitchen. Shine, 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 shine. Don't ever let nobody tell you what you can achieve, cause it's them that's sweating you, which is why you're sweating me. Tell me something different, show me what you wanna be. The people say we change, but it's nothing to believe.
Ma se tu non puoi, non sai, non puoi, non ce la fai. Hai deciso il prepotente, non potresti farlo mai.
One, two, 1, 2. I can hear myself. Test your mics here.
Hello. Hello, hello.
I'm good. I think, yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2. Put me up a little bit. Up, 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 up. Yep. Okay, Zakia, red.
Can you hear me?
1, 2, 1, 2. Yep, can hear you.
Oh, there's one other thing I might have to ask you.
Oh, no, I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, man. Yeah.
I'm good.
Sweet.
Okay, do you want to do your mic? I can hear myself. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Zakia, do it again. Red.
Hello, hello. How's everyone doing today?
Yeah, that's perfect.
And then just give it a wee bit more because you have a beautiful husk in your voice that I can just pull up a bit. Go on.
Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? It's Portobello Radio.
Yeah, it's you. Brilliant. Thank you.
And now you.
Amazing. And then me and I have a really squeaky top end, so we want to take tops off Greg and give him a bit more bass. Bass. Greg,
Can you
Greg,
hear
Greg.
me? Oh,
Greg. Yeah.
Okay, do the blue mic.
it's the purple mic. It's the purple mic. Purple mic. It's the Merkel man.
Merkel man. Go on, give us one more.
Dressed in my red and purple gang.
Love it. Thank you so much. I'm just going to flatten that one off.
Bring that down then.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Amazing.
start with, haven't you, Rosie?
Yeah, of course. Ready? Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
On the tracks.
And you've got your sting. It's 1 minute past 4, not doing too bad.
Well, I wanted to be on time and just shame Piers.
Shame the devil.
Whenever I'm here on my own, we always start on time. Really, mate? Bless him.
Is Amber still coming out?
Who?
Amber.
Yeah, 5. It's you and Gregsy to do the thing.
I mean, outside of Tayshan, who else are we interviewing?
Uncle Charlie, but we don't even know what time he's going to arrive. Hopefully by 5.
Oh, cool.
Hopefully he'll arrive by 5.
And
I did film call him at 1:30. He said, "Oh yes, I'm on." You know, so yeah, all right, this is good.
All right, okay. I am ready. Are we all ready?
yeah.
Yeah? Ready. All right, cool. Cool. So I guess, yeah.
Just get that fine going there, Gregsy. Get that fine going.
All right, we good. Let's go for it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Sorry. Wrong. And again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. We're on.
PortobelloRadio.com. Tune in when you get a chance.
Hello and welcome. Welcome aboard the Friday show from Portobello Radio, live and direct. With me here, Piers. My name's Piers for today because I'm in the hot seat.
And I'm Gregsy. I'm doing the tech.
Yeah, man.
And I'm Isis because I'm just the second co-host.
I so love this.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day on
Yeah,
Portobello Market. The
Yeah.
sun is out. We've been having some good times.
Yeah.
So, yeah, have you got a tune to get the show going,
Wow,
Gregsy?
shall we kick the show off?
Yeah, man, let's go.
Yeah.
Run the rhythm.
Run the rhythm. The most amazing Lola Young has been hitting the news over the last wee little while, and she's just been accoladed with another award. I can't even remember what that one is. So, yeah, I'm going to hit you
Whatever
with
it is, she deserves it.
the latest Piranha remix of her fantastic tune, Messy.
You know I'm impatient, so why would you leave me waiting outside the station when it was like -4 and I get what you're saying. I just really don't want to hear it right now. Can you shut up for like once in your life? Listen to me. I took your nice words of advice about how you think I'm gonna die lucky if I turn 33. Okay, so yeah, I smoke like a chimney. I'm not skinny and I pull a Britney every other week. But cut me some slack. Who do you want me to be? 'Cause I'm too messy and then I'm too fucking clean. You told me get a job and you asked where the hell I've been. And I'm too perfect, so I open my big mouth. I want to be me, is that not allowed? And I'm too clever, and then I'm too fucking dumb. You hate it when I cry unless it's that time of the month. And I'm too perfect, so I show you that I'm not 1,000 people. I could be for you and you hate the fucking law. You hate the fucking law. You hate the fucking law. Hey. It's taking you ages. You still don't get the hint. I'm not asking for pages, but one text or two would be nice. And please don't pull those faces. When I've been out working my ass off all day, it's just one bottle of wine or two. But hey, you can't even talk. You smoke weed just to help you sleep. Then while you out getting stoned at 4 o'clock, and then you come home to me and don't say hello. 'Cause I got high again and forgot to fold my clothes. 'Cause I'm too messy and then I'm too fucking clean. You told me get a job and you asked where the hell I've been. And I'm too perfect, so I open my big mouth. I want to be me, is that not allowed? And I'm too clever, and then I'm too fucking dumb. You hate it when I cry unless it's that time of the month. And I'm too perfect, so I show you fucking Lord. You hate the fucking Lord. You hate the fucking Lord. You hate the fucking Lord. Oh, and I'm too messy, and then I'm too fucking clean. You told me get a job, then you asked where the hell I've been, and I'm too perfect till I open my big mouth. I want to be me. Is that not allowed? And I'm too clever, and then I'm too fucking dumb. You hate it when I cry unless it's that time of the month. And I'm too perfect, so I show you that I'm not. 1,000 people I could be for you, and you hate the fucking Lord. 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 You hate the fucking Lord.
Bring it down. Oh. Yes, we love that one. Do we hate
Yeah,
the
man.
fucking lot? What
I-
lot's you talking about?
I kind of, I kind of love it on several levels, that one, because you know, you've got the there you go. There you go. Sorry,
Yeah.
just getting
Sorry, the underscore.
Getting the background music in there. Yeah, man, you've got the actual words to the song themselves. You know, it's relatable to a relationship that we've all been in. I think we can all relate with that one. But then I'm also liking the fact that it's perfectly acceptable to use the F word literally throughout, and that nobody has, you know, I mean, if this was 30 years ago,
Oh, Mary Whitehouse.
yeah, you know, absolutely.
Before your
Absolutely.
time,
Yeah,
young
definitely
person.
before my time.
You know it.
Can't relate, sorry guys.
Yeah, and I love the fact that she sings in a British accent.
Yeah.
She's not trying to sound American, because,
No.
like, you know.
No, and the video's cool. The whole package is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I
Lovely.
like that version of it as well.
I like that
Yeah,
version
was
of it
cool.
as well, I must confess. The Piranha mix, in case anybody out there is wondering or tuned in too late. Yeah, man. So brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Lola Young in the house. We love her. We
Yeah, and
absolutely
Lola,
love her.
you're always welcome to come down on Portobello Radio.
Wouldn't
We got
that-
time for you.
Wouldn't that be brilliant?
269 The
Wouldn't that
Muse,
be
Portobello
brilliant?
Road.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well,
So we've got some guests on today, have we?
we certainly have. We certainly have. For the next couple of hours, you have the dulcet tones of Isis Greg and what's your name, Zakia? You know that one.
It's been a long week, guys.
It's been, oh, mate, you have no idea. You have no idea. So-
Fast one, though.
Yeah, really
Came and
fast.
went, man.
It did. And next week's a short one, so, you know, happy days all the way round. Yeah, great guest today. I don't know if you guys read, but in The Guardian earlier on this week, the Royal Horticultural Society announced that the youth ambassador had resigned. So we have the man in question coming in on this show in the next wee little while with a bit of luck. So that's going to be absolutely fantastic. We're going to get some background info on all of that. And, of course, we're mid-Chelsea Flower Show as well. So, you know,
Very interesting.
how appropriate is this, man? So, Portobello Radio, your Zeitgeist radio station, man. Come
It
on.
is. We've got
Come
all the latest
on, you know
and
that.
the greatest. And, of
You
course,
know
the
that.
greatest, we're hoping to be joined by the wonderful Charlie Phillips.
No way.
One of our regulars.
Brilliant.
He has got an exhibition going on at the Chelsea Library down on the King's Road,
Oh,
darling.
cool. Very
It's all
cool.
happening up in Chelsea, isn't it?
Yeah, nice. Nice.
Well, it's nice
Is
to
it-
spotlight the south of the borough because we're a bit north, isn't we?
Is that where it is, the Chelsea
Yes,
Library? I don't
in
know why.
Chelsea,
I
darling.
assumed that
It's in
we...
Chelsea, darling.
Yeah, well, absolutely. You know the one. I just assumed that it was at the town hall. It was all that part of that complex. But
And
no.
it's a free
No,
exhibition,
right.
and
Yeah.
you can get down. He's also going to be doing a talk, and I think that's what he's going to come in to talk about his talk.
Talk about the talk. I love it. Absolutely love it. Brilliant.
And of course, we should be expecting Madame Zarvis to pop in and tell us a bit about, I think, foxtail, she was saying.
Sounds brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That woman is crazy, and we love having her on board, man. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. So looking forward to all those spectacular guests. It's going to be
Yes.
good fun,
So,
man.
and you never know who might just pop in, because
You
that's
never
how we
know.
do it.
There's a lot of popping. There's a
Especially
of
lot
when
of
the
course-
day's sunny, everyone's out and about. You always get good, interesting people on the Portobello Road.
Yeah, Portobello Road is still a very interesting road.
It is. It is. No, I love a bit of people watching. watching, and just staring out this window while we do this show alone is entertaining.
And the people
Let
watching
alone-
us, of course.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, you get the best
Yeah,
view.
yeah,
I always
yeah.
have to like keep twisting my neck
That's
because
it.
of my
You're
back's to
sitting
the road.
back of
Yeah.
it. You guys out there in Radio Land, if you actually want to see what we're going on about, then of course we are on YouTube as well. Just get
Look,
onto-
another interesting person walking through the
yes,
Muse
there you go.
gallery.
There you go. Mr. Stephen Howie's just walked through the door as well.
With a very interesting banana
art
badge.
cricket. Yes, there you go.
Was it worth putting the mic up for that?
No, but we love it anyway. It's bro, absolutely bro. Just a grunt, a northern grunt.
Yes.
Ah, I love it.
A Geordie
Absolutely love it.
grunt.
A Geordie grunt by all means. I love it. Absolutely love it. Brill. So those are our sort of headliners.
Yes, they are.
No doubt there's going to be one or two people floating through, because there often are.
And how's your week been? I'm
No,
doing a
that's
Piers thing now.
I was going to say,
how's
that's-
your week been? What
that's
did
a
you have for
Piers
breakfast?
question. if ever I heard it, if ever I heard a Piers question, that's one of them. I tell you. Yeah, man, it's been good. It's been good. It's been electric. You know, the weather again has been superb. Lots of wonderful things going off in the stars at the moment. So astrology is going brilliant, absolutely brilliant for us.
Any particular cosmic energies or
absolutely
or
that.
yeah.
Exactly that. Some massive cosmic energies. We're moving out of Gemini and Pluto, and we're moving into Cancer and Pluto. So there's a big change going on around the new moon that we've got on Tuesday coming. So we're
I
heading
love a
towards
new
that.
moon.
And I don't know about you, but most of me and most of my mates have been saying, wow, you know, we've been really bouncing as far as our energies are concerned, or as far as our emotions are concerned. So 1 minute, you know, you might wake up in the morning really depressed, and by the afternoon you've managed to cheer yourself up again, and by the evening you're depressed again. You know, it's
Oh, I just thought that was because we were living in London.
well, that, you know, actually amplifies the situation. So yeah. No, you're absolutely right from that perspective. But, you know,
No, it's
hopefully
interesting, though.
that bouncing around, you know, moving through 10 emotions in one day is going to come to an end sort of about Tuesday next week. So yeah.
A bit more stable.
Yeah,
But
a
we
bit
are
more
celestial
calmer,
bodies after all.
Oh, not half.
So,
not half.
you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we're like, what, 70% water, our bodies,
Beautiful.
and
Yeah.
We're
you
made
see
of
how
stardust.
the moon pulls the ocean in and out. I feel like it has an
Gorgeous.
impact on our emotions. Do you
Massive.
know what I mean? So,
Massive.
And
No,
what
you're
about
absolutely
you,
right. You're absolutely right.
Zakia, young co-presenter?
yeah, my week's been good. I've just been a few meetings and job applications and catching up with friends, because now it's the kind of weather you can do that, like actually just sit in the park and not worry. I mean, so much about rain and things like that, although it did rain a little bit this week. But yeah, it's been good. I've just been prepping for City Splash on Monday, Bank Holiday Monday.
Oi, oi, oi. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. Where's City Splash kicking off?
Brockwell Park, but they've had that thing recently, I think it was this week, where they were trying to cancel all the events at Brockwell Park.
Oh, well.
So
I haven't
obviously
heard about
everyone
this.
was, yeah, because there was someone, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, any listeners, but there was a group of people that basically, I think the council were selling the park to loads of festivals back to back or something, and like residents were complaining about it and whatnot. But the issue was that because City Splash is so close to when this kind of came out, everyone was all panicking, like, oh my God, is it going to get
Is it gonna
cancelled? Like, what are we
happen?
going to do?
Yeah.
But they've come out and said it's happening. So,
Brilliant.
you know, now
Good on
everyone's...
them. I'm sick and tired of these irritating people who want to cancel music events.
Some. We had this with Clapham Common about 7 or 8 years ago. Exactly the same thing. And we've got to remember that these pieces of green space are actually common land.
Public, yeah, that was the thing.
They don't belong to the council, and actually, by all rights, the council shouldn't be renting it to festivals, or indeed, if it is, then the local population needs to get a piece of that pie. You know,
Well, they could give them like comp tickets or something
well,
if you
that
live
would be
with
great.
it within a
That'd be
certain
great. Well,
proximity to the
maybe,
space.
Maybe just pour the finances or the profits from that
Yeah.
into mending the roads around Brockwell Park. They're shockingly bad.
Well,
You
yeah,
know,
putting
all
it
of
back
that
into
kind of
local
stuff.
community
Yeah.
centres
Yeah,
and things
man.
like that. I hear that
So-
aspect of it.
So there needs to be a balance. There does need
But
to be a balance.
yeah, I think some of the people were complaining that they couldn't access the park, but I know that you can, because when I've gone to City Splash the past 4 years,
It's not the whole park.
yeah,
they use,
you
man.
enter
It's just a
Brockwell
bit of it.
Park regardless of like the Herne Hill Brixton side,
Yeah.
and you still have to
know
walk.
your geography, man.
Yeah,
I
you
like
still
it.
have to walk a little bit till you
Yeah.
even get to the entrance before you enter the actual festival.
Yeah,
So that
absolutely.
aspect of it, I was like,
And
yeah.
it's quite a lot of space that's not taken. So I remember last year we dashed down from the Tavistock Festival to get down to the free one that they had down there.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to walk quite a bit, like where we parked the car, to get across
Wicked.
the grass into
yeah,
the actual
you do. It's
festival.
like a 5-10 minute little
Yeah.
bop, you know. And obviously,
Okay.
if you're strolling in, you're trying to finish your last drinks or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm really excited. It's going to be a good
Excellent.
Monday.
Hopefully you'll be repping up Portobello Radio along with a few other people. Wear the T-shirt, and
Yeah.
and then you'll know that Portobello Radio is in the house. Nick Corsten, bonkers Nick Corsten, if you've ever heard of him. He's going to be down there,
Do you know
partially
what stage
repping
he
up.
is?
No, he does something for the kids. You know, there's a kids bit and then there's an adult bit. He's in the kids bit, probably letting off rockets or you know, playing with Nerf guns or something like that. That's the kind of stuff that he gets up to. So, yeah, man.
Well, also, of course, we have African Liberation Day on the 25th of this month.
Wow.
And the Pan-African...
That's Sunday, right?
Yeah, the PACM, the Pan-African Congress Movement, are going to be doing they're doing a 4-city tour in Bristol, Manchester, Birmingham, and then finishing in London on the 1st of June. So look out for that. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Got some great guests, including the legendary Professor James Smalls. So
brilliant.
That's
absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's. I'm hoping to go. I will be going on the to the one in June because I'm not going all the way up to Manchester or Birmingham or Bristol.
Yeah.
A little bit too far when you don't have a car.
Yeah, no, I get you. Mind you, cars, they always let you down. There's Piers had a dreadful journey up to Scotland earlier on this week. Bless him.
Well, I hope he's having a great time now.
I hope that he's relaxed and he's
He said he was going up
to
to Oban. It's a beautiful place. I've been there. So
I've got a little bit of family in Oban.
Oh, a little bit of Scots going on.
Oban, yes, indeed, absolutely.
I think they say Oban, don't they?
Of course they do.
So making it sound a bit English there.
Very, very English.
They probably don't appreciate that.
They don't. They didn't.
They didn't. Oh, maybe you'll have a fried Mars bar on the way
I
up.
was going to say, that's exactly what I've asked him to bring back. I said, bring me back a vegetarian haggis and a fried Mars bar. Both of those things would do.
Actually, I had veggie haggis when I was up in Edinburgh, and it was actually quite yummy. Lots of oats and stuff. So look, let me put on a track.
Yeah.
This one is a brand new one.
Oh, good.
And
Lots of new music.
It's by what's his name? Fuse ODG, featuring the wonderful Sully Breaks, the poet. And this is a banging track. It's called Sundata.
Beautiful. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I can never be afraid. I came with the energy of Shaka. You good things say you're crazy. I came as the child of my father. I give thanks and praise. And I came with the spiritual armor. Make the anointing spray. First of all, make a pour before man proceed. There's a silent war up in DRC. If you're poverty porn and the through to seek, the new Africa was born to fulfill the dream. Can't forget the powers that's instilled in me. I know say there's powers that been showed in me. I told them from bad A to BBC that we the Africans who know what the children need. So fall back, we can kick it on our own. Black man stand up, we're sitting on the throne. Ruling everywhere, yeah, we're killing at the globe. And we're building back a home in a different kind of zone. I came with the spirit of Sundata. I can never be afraid. I came with the energy of Shaka. You good things see your grace. I came as the child of my father. I give thanks and praise. And I came with a spiritual armor. Make the anointing spray. You never ever know what it feel like. Pretend to be someone else in a real life. You can never be yourself cause it feel like for the sake of the salary you had to put your pride to the side. It cost to have a dream. My CV was written in European. Said I was captured through the Euro lens. Too much baggage being African. We used to pretend to Caribbean. Now I feel it in my soul. Do, re, mi, Burkina Faso. But they will never show or give us the glory. The hunter, the hero, to the lion start tell a story. I came with the spirit of Sundata. I can never be afraid. I came with the energy of Shaka. You good things see your grace. I came as the child of my father. I give thanks and praise. And I came with the spiritual armor. Make the anointing spray. I came with the spirit of Sundata. I can never be afraid. I came with the energy of Shaka. You good things see your grace. I came as the child of my father. I give thanks and praise. And I came with a spiritual armor. Make the anointing spray.
Welcome to Sona. We are the sons of the new Africa, where the sounds of nature anchor us. From the land of Suya, Okadas, Nkrumah, and Karas. From Sakumono, Ojolegba, Nairobi to Accras. We sing songs originally narrated by ancestors to create science, ointments, navigations, algebras. We birthed the sojourners, Obasanjo, Nelson, Angelas. We survived oppression, neglect and adversity. Cause we saw opportunity and negotiated advantages. No longer subpar, okay-ish, novice or amateurs. Black is excellence. African is excellence. We fought against the fires they used to try and burn us. Did they forget that we were children of the sun? So we rose from the ashes, filled with the spirits of the new Africa, where the sounds of nature anchor us. From the stories of naughty Anansis to surviving overnights of atrocities. This is Sona. This is honor. Cause they came for our sounds. Then they came for our organs. They came for our nature. Then they came for Africa. And now, it's time we took it back.
Yes, indeed.
Wow.
That was the wonderful
Yeah, man.
Sully Breaks. He did that wonderful one, Why I Love Learning and Don't Like Education.
Brilliant.
Oh,
And
yeah,
About
the
speaking again,
spoken
yeah,
word piece,
brilliant,
yeah.
brilliant, talented brother. And of course,
he was, wasn't he?
huge ODG is brilliant too.
Running through the whole list of African gods there. I love that.
Oh yeah, that's
Absolutely
fantastic. Yeah,
amazing.
he's a talented brother.
Yeah,
Shout
isn't
out
it?
to Sully Breaks.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
we have another very talented brother in the house.
Oh, yay.
Yes,
Oh,
our
yay.
first guest.
Come on.
Tayshan, thank you for coming down.
No, always a pleasure.
And
Really
another
love being here.
talented person next to him.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Who's
even
this?
more talented.
Who is this?
Mr. Blue in the house.
Hello.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Excellent stuff. So, Tayshan, what an eventful week, man. What an eventful week. You've been employed and now unemployed. And it's the Chelsea Flower Show as well. So, Tayshan, let me just introduce you to the audience. Tayshan Hayden Smith, you were anointed the youth ambassador for the Royal Horticultural Society. When was it? About 5 years ago or something?
It was in 2022.
Oh, okay, so not quite as
yeah,
long. Not
few
quite
years
as
ago.
long. Yeah,
Yeah.
about 3 years ago. Brilliant, and you've done a spectacular job personally. From your guerrilla gardening activity has just been off the scale, brilliant. And I think that your activity and your activity on social media with your projects has been really encouraging for those of us that do it anyway. And you've managed to enfranchise lots of new people to go out there and just do a bit of guerrilla gardening.
And
It's
inspire
This is
young
it.
people. Yeah.
Young people getting inspiration
100%.
from it, man. Yeah. So you've been an absolute light on many, many levels. So I can see why the RHS really wanted you. You've done a couple of Chelsea Flower shows. You've got deeply involved with you've been deep in the Viper pit, and you managed to hold your shit together throughout, really well. Obviously, it's culminated to where we are now, where you handed in your resignation at the end of last week or the beginning of this week, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And I think for me, I never thought I would be on the inside of somewhere like the RHS. I think when we did the Hands Off Mangrove, like we couldn't be more clearer with who we are, what we're about, and what our intentions are.
Yeah.
Like we were so clear in both our messaging and our action.
Yeah.
You know, bringing to the fore, you know, such a sensitive social justice piece that has such a deep connection to my heritage, the locality, you know, the streets that we walk on today. You know, I benefit from kind of like the stand that those people took in the 60s.
Yeah.
And there's so many movements in Ladbroke Grove and North Kensington that are very similar. And so I guess my work is an extension of that activism. I'd like to think so. And kind of
I think it is.
I try anyways.
Definitely.
And I think, being a youth ambassador, an ambassador for young people and communities at the RHS, I think for me there was an opportunity to build a bridge where somewhere that had a lot of resource or access to a lot of resource, access to a lot of skills, a lot of tools, and I think my plan was to try and redistribute some of that into a community that needed it the most. Yeah. Given that Chelsea Flower Show is just down the road.
It's part of our borough.
Yeah.
It's
It's
part
in
of
the
our
same
borough.
borough. And a borough where there's such a stark contrast.
Isn't there? What a dichotomy between the south and the north.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's by design that, you know, where things are placed and where they're positioned and who it's meant for and who's deserved of it. And I think for me, seeing the inner workings of not just the RHS, and I think I was only allowed to see a certain extent.
Okay, you didn't get an AAA pass.
There's layers in these.
There's layers.
Yeah.
But what I did see was like just a lack of prioritization, a lack of intention, and a lack of will to kind of achieve any kind of redistribution.
Was any of your desires or wishes actually sort of carried out, or?
I mean, I met their brief on several occasions.
Okay.
So. I kind of showed up and did the Growing Together Awards, which is something that was platformed on BBC One show, and that was amazing because that's really aligned to the work that I do. But it took me kind of to different places and highlighted the beautiful work of people and communities in other places.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, but like Chelsea Flower Show has been going on for over 100 years.
Has it been got that long?
Yeah, 115 years.
Wow, and always at the Royal Hospital?
Always that way, yeah.
Wow.
Always that way.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think like the reason why I decided to jump in with the RHS in 2022 was because it was post-pandemic. Grenfell had happened 5 years prior, which had brought us, definitely opened the eyes of a lot of young people in this area to just be a lot more aware of like the politics, the geography, who's who and what's what. And like post-pandemic, where there was an emphasis on like access to nature and access to green space, and how like and the layering in of like mental health and awareness, but also the challenges and I guess the duty of like charities to support communities like North Kensington, especially if they're doing like this kind of this kind of flowery fronty show, down the road. I think for me it was just a disappointment that I was made to kind of feel a bit like a nuisance and an agitation, something that wasn't welcome in certain conversations, even though I'd kind of come on under the premise that was the work that I was trying to achieve.
I think there's also something very important about obviously Grenfell and voice and participation and who's listened to and if we're allowed to have a voice. So the fact that you didn't feel heard and listened to is very problematic.
Yes.
I was constantly asked I couldn't be clear of like the justification and the rationale for like bringing some of that magic, some of that Chelsea Flower Show magic into North Kensington. I was constantly made to justify the reasons. And even then that was resisted and critiqued and questioned. Like, we can't make special exemptions or exceptions for a community. I said, no, but you're in the community that are most impacted by it. And so I think by geography, that's what the point I was trying to make is like, if Chelsea Flower Show was like, let's say in the middle of Surrey somewhere, then I would have less stake and less, I guess there'd be less potential for there to be some redistribution and support in North Kensington.
And less to lose, I suppose.
But like, because it's in our faces and like, I've grown up, navigating streets where mansions are. It's never the streets that I live on, do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so like the wealth in the borough is there. And I think it's just a matter of like redistributing that power, that wealth and that resource. And that doesn't just happen by, sitting there and just, sitting in your hands and being quiet. You've got to ask the questions. You've got to query. I was just hoping for a bit more kind of bit more collaboration and a bit more openness to like taking steps forwards.
How did you do it? Did you dump them by text?
No, I sent them an email on the morning. And actually what's really important is that we're now going to do the work that we thought that the RHS would do with us. And so we gave them the opportunity to go on a journey with us, which I think was an open goal for them because they're only going in one direction and they've got an aging membership. Chelsea Flower Show is very much out of touch, and I'm not saying that I was right or I'm the answer or anything like that, but here was a solution that could have built a bridge to many other solutions potentially.
I mean, it is predominantly a white even more than middle class organization, really. Let's face it, it's not. I always thought, anything with royal in it is a bit sus anyway.
There's problematic. Like old money kind of vibes.
Ultimately, that kind of thing really shouldn't matter. But you're right. It is a bit, as Piers would say, stale, male, and pale.
But it does speak to like. On one thing I will say is that there is a lack of diverse lived experience in the people who make decisions in the RHS. Like they all have a very similar idea or perception on, and that was just my observations, I feel like I was very different in that room.
Well, it's basically an institution. like many others, and this is the problem with institutions in this country. They all need to be dismantled, and we need, what they call systemic change, and it's very hard to get that to happen. Honestly,
I mean,
like honest systemic change.
Yeah, I think you're right. There is a requirement for systemic change, but I'm not necessarily in agreement in the fact that we have to tear it all down.
No, dismantling the structures of oppression doesn't mean literally tearing it down. It means dismantling the decision making. It means changing processes. It's about who has voice, who has decision making, basically, and it can't continue because you mentioned the geography of the area. There's also the history.
Yeah.
There's the history of the accrued wealth, the unjust accrued wealth in most of this country, but this borough is one of those flagship boroughs for unjust wealth that people have gained.
I don't know if you could even put it like that. It should be an open forum for everybody. Everybody should be able to get in there.
Yeah, but where did the money come from?
I like the idea of Tayshan being in there and changing things from within gradually, so nobody gets shocked about it. Everybody embraces it, all that kind of stuff.
I know I'm far too political for not giving a shock. But I mean, obviously, what we need more Tayshans in there rather than Tayshan leaving, and that's the problem. And so that's what it comes back to, this whole thing about, the systems. It's a systemic problem.
Yeah.
And, whether you change it gently or roughly, it has to change.
It does have to change. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
So what was the final thing that made you jump?
I think for me it was I've known for a while, and I was reconsidering my position, and I let them know twice in the time I was there, and so on the third time I was like, nah, this isn't working. And I think there was just this brazenness there was something we were trying to do last year, and it was I was just made to feel like I was an annoyance, really and truly. And I remember
it's not nice being somewhere where you don't feel welcomed.
But I just remember there being an email sent to me a week before Chelsea Flower Show last year, and it was like, well, you've got our name attached to it, like take it or leave it. We've got more important things to do. And I was like, all right, cool, thanks, thumbs up, no worries. Yeah. And that's when I was like, this ain't a place that I feel welcomed in. Yeah. And that's that's coming from this senior people at the RHS.
Yeah.
And, I realised I don't have to lend my name there. I don't have to, and I think there's this kind of expectation of like when you're offered ambassadorial roles, or because they're a historic institution, they've got platform, they've got influence. Like we should be grateful just for that. And I'm like, no, actually, like you should also be grateful for me wanting to work with you. I think it's a two-way street.
Absolutely.
And I think too often, and we see this with the council, we see this with institutions, we see this with so many different bodies, where there's an expectation for you to just be compliant, be quiet. We've given you what we think you want, which was like a profile kind of like, oh, you're attached to our thing now. And it's like, no, like actually you're tainting what I'm trying to do through association. Like actually I'm trying to go in a very different direction. My target audience are young people. I'm trying to engage young people in communities. And I've seen strategically, systemically, institutionally, that the RHS is not trying to do that. They have aspects of their work that does that, but it's not a priority. And that was the point I was making, is that Chelsea Flower Show is the pinnacle of their work. And so how can you base your whole charity, your whole organization around something that is, let's be real, elitist, exclusive, costly, and closed off for most people.
And there's also the risk that these institutions and organizations, they talk about art washing, for example, and they can do a similar thing where they bring you in and then they salve their conscience and it makes them look as though they're doing something. But it's the crumbs from the table rather than actually having a seat and a voice at the table. But and that's the issue.
But another big issue of mine is that, like, even Chelsea Flower Show itself, it is magical. I go in there and it's amazing, and like I think everyone can kind of probably feel that way when they see beautiful flowers and amazing plants and amazing designs. But there's a massive cost, sustainability, like on the sustainable. I'm gonna sneeze, sorry. Go for it.
Environmental cost.
It's gone now. Yeah. There's a massive environmental cost to actually getting the show to be that perfect, proper, polished thing that it is. All the lorries, all the diggers, all the trucks that line up, like just roads down from here, polluting the air. Then for them to dig up this land every year, whipping up, all this dust and and any wildlife that's trying to like actually live there, no chance. And
you're right. It's very disruptive.
Very disruptive
to the natural environment there. On a positive vibe, but I cycle past it quite often after dark. And when they got the flower show on, of course, they've got all those beautiful uplights. So you get these trees washed with green light and purple light, and it just looks quite magical in there. I kind of want to jump over
there
the
is
railings.
A magic.
And
like when it
get involved.
Do it. But all these things are magical or beautiful. All the institutions, like I say, the unjustly enriched institutions, as I'll call them, they're all beautiful, and that's the whole point. It's like beauty with wealth, and then you go somewhere else and you juxtapose what the environment looks like, and it's completely different. I mean, across the bridge from Chelsea Flower Show are council blocks that are badly maintained, where people are impoverished.
No, not even across the bridge,
Yeah.
But yes,
So, again, it's one of those things. You've got the beautiful, magical thing, and then you've got other people who aren't benefiting, can't afford it, and are suffering and watching all this beauty and magic that they can never be a part of.
It's called it's social engineering, and like how places are designed and who they're meant for, who's deserved of safe, beautiful, healing space. And I think that then brings you back round to Grenfell. And the reasons why Grenfell happened was because people weren't deemed worthy of safe space. And I think, that is, for me, I'm seeing aspects of that in how these institutions are moving, like who's deserved of that. And then linking that to the health inequalities and the average life expectancy in the borough, and understanding the influencing factors to that. We've got a motorway here, they've got a river down in the south, and you think about the contrast of...
Well, and there was, at the time that they were going to build the Westway, there was discussions about where to put it, and surprisingly they weren't prepared to put it in the south or the centre of the borough. It ended up in the north, where there were working class communities, migrant communities, other racialized communities, because again their value isn't the same as the wealthy people down in the south.
Exactly.
I think that's a factor, absolutely. Another factor would be the fact that the Harrow Road, which then carries on to become the road out west, it used to be, before we had motorways, before the M4, etc., that was your main road out west, and so it was kind of following that same route.
Yeah, there was also the Talgarth Road, though.
Yeah,
so it could have
but how long has the Talgarth Road actually been there? It's a good question, that one.
Well, that was the whole point. There was a question, but the point is it ended up in the north. It always seems to be where the people who don't have as much wealth, they're the ones who get the environmentally dangerous decisions or development or whatever.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
And I will say, I say all of that to say that we are about to, or have launched, a campaign called Closing the Green Gap.
Okay, oh cool, yeah.
I wanted to ask you about
to get onto this, but can we throw a quick tune on?
Yes,
and
come on.
And then we're going to dive back into that.
Something uplifting and positive. Come on.
So we sadly lost Max Romeo as well.
No. Yeah, that one was sad.
One
so we played Chase the Devil.
2 step backward.
Youth and you
Babylon.
It's time to eat some good food. For the poor and the wealthy. Need to be healthy.
One step forward, 2 steps backward. Down in a Babylon, 1 step forward, 2 steps backward. Down in a Babylon, one day you are dreadlocks, you well dread. Next day you are bald, you clean shave, onward, forward, don't step backwards. Step out of Babylon, onward, forward, don't step backwards. Step out of Babylon.
Grudgeful people, bad mind people, move up. Remember, man, them crucified 2 thief monks, Jesus on the cross. I saw them say. So you know, see, as long as life lasts down here in a Babylon, the thief them will always die, man.
Step out of Babylon.
So the Bible say, woe be unto liars and woe be unto doctors, man. So you know them well terrible in a
Step
Babylon,
out of
man.
Babylon. Straight is the road that leads to destruction. And do you hear? The road to righteousness, it's narrow. Let me tell you something. Vindictive feelings ain't appealing. The truth is a fact. Tell me, Step out of Babylon, onward, forward, don't step backward.
Move up.
Step out of Babylon, one step forward, two steps backwards. Down in a Babylon, one step forward, two steps backwards. Down in a Babylon, ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah.
Say this a idle corner.
Na na na.
We no want no wicked man on ya.
Ooh yeah, ooh yeah.
Say this a idle corner.
Na 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 na.
Say no Babylon no on ya. This a idle corner. No bad mind no on ya. This a idle corner. Say me go check brother Maxi down a country. Idle corner. Me say them cook up so okra and so idle stew. I and I eat and love come true in the corner.
The road is rough and the hill is steep. I do you yeah. The mountain is high and the valley is deep. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah. Onward, forward, don't step backwards. Step out of Babylon, onward, forward, don't
Say
step
this a
backwards.
idle corner.
Step out of Babylon, one step forward, two
This
steps
a idle corner.
down in
No
a
bad mind no on ya.
Yeah, that was a banging track, and we love that. Oops, that's not high enough. Gregory, editing.
I'm never high enough, me.
Yes, so we have our wonderful Tayshan sharing his experiences with the RHS, and now you're talking about your campaign.
Yeah, so you were going to take a project with the RHS, and now you've split from the RHS. You're now going to take this project on your own. What's it all about?
Well, it's not necessarily on my own. I think this is a community-centred, campaign-led movement called Closing the Green Gap, which was
Brilliant.
actually first exhibited at Chelsea Flower Show in 2023. So
Okay.
again, like I've been super transparent. Like it's not like, you know, everything that we've done has been presented, not just to the RHS, but to anyone who wants to read into it.
Yeah.
And Closing the Green Gap was this kind of concrete block which was showing at Chelsea Flower Show in 2023.
Okay. This was a piece of artwork, an
It was like,
installation.
it was like an installation, and it had a concrete gap with plants growing through it.
Oh yeah.
Which was symbolic of the kind of the access to nature. And if people wanted to read into it, we then found out, we then looked at data which spoke to the health inequalities in relation to access to green space in this borough. And there's some really stark data around who has access to what.
The metrics are quite stunning, are they? Quite bad. Yeah.
So I think it's like someone in the north of the borough, at worst, has access to the equivalent of, per head, equivalent of one car park space.
Okay.
And someone in the south of the borough has access to like an 8-a-side football pitch.
Right, okay.
Which is,
that is a massive,
a big jump.
Yeah.
And so we did that in 2023, and we're now kind of putting that into action and actually trying to find solutions. So every year that Chelsea Flower Show comes round, we will be launching and celebrating a permanent, purposely designed space in places that need them the most, with the first location being at Lancaster Youth Hub.
Oh, nice.
So we're
Brilliant.
We're partnering with Young KNC, Fit for Life Youth, and London Sports Trust, and coming together to bring to life a garden that can really benefit the long-term kind of use of the space, but also with this being a youth club, one of the few left.
Honestly, so sad, man.
Hopefully the young people will have every day, or if not every day, every time they engage that space, they'll have a beautiful space where we can do some gardening programs, we can give them access to environmental understanding, we can give them access to green skills, knowledge, and hopefully career pathways within that space.
Lovely. And will it be a permanent space?
Yeah, permanent.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is really investing in spaces that need them the most. And so we'll be launching a fundraiser, hopefully in the next day or two, but if not, it will be next week.
Yeah, very, very soon. You've got to come back and give us an update on that one as it develops. Magnificent, absolutely magnificent. I mean, you, Zakia was sort of, snarling at the fact that we've lost all our youth clubs.
Because when I was a young person, you could just bounce around from youth club to youth club to youth club with your friends. And
imagine what it was like when I was a young person.
Only a few years ago.
Oh, yeah, flatter me.
But
So,
yeah.
but I see this project that you've got on the go, Toshan, along with a few of the other projects that are of a similar social engineering vibe, as sort of driving the change on that front forward. And I'm looking at life with a more rose-tinted glasses than possibly than what ISIS is.
No, it's not. I'm
you
just very factual. I just know my history, and I know the history of this country. I know the history of empire.
Absolutely,
So I can't deny that. But what I love about what Tayshan is doing is engaging young people in gardening, in growing, in environmental issues, because really and truly, Tayshan's generation are the next people who are going to be running this place.
Mhm.
And then the generation below are the young people that will be coming up. And if they don't have an appreciation, if they don't comprehend and know how, in a stand, as some of our brethren would say, you know, the importance of environmentally vibrant places and spaces, then, you know, we've kind of lost. So we need to keep that going.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're
But
absolutely
also
right.
channeling our activism, you know, and
Yeah.
realizing the rich history of Ladbroke Grove, North Kensington, because that's just a lot of us have been blind to that, and I think bringing that to the fore allows us to kind of take decisions with that knowledge behind us, which is massive inspiration to me. So
Yeah, no, of course. Inspiration to all of us, to be fair. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And I mean, may it be the first of many of these kind of projects that kicks off, that then, you know, creates a total evolution in the in youth work.
Yeah.
And in getting our kids more socialised.
Yeah,
And beautifying our spaces.
And beautifying our spaces.
And it's also like once you have a space and you have, you know, you have care about that space, you look after it, and it feels like it's, you know, you have ownership of that space and things like that, and it's really important.
Spot on.
So yeah, man, we're really looking forward to what you guys at Lank West and Fit for Life and Young KC get up to, and anytime you want to come down and talk about it, promote it, if you want us to support you, we're always there for you.
we'll have to do a session in there. You guys have
Why
to come
not?
through.
Oh, that would be
Why not?
amazing.
Oh, yeah, that would be
That'd
good.
really
Yeah.
cool.
We
Yeah.
For the
could,
young
we could do a
people.
radio show in the garden.
Yeah.
Roadshow.
Yeah, maybe even
Come
get
on.
some of the young people
on.
behind the tech and see if they're down with that stuff too.
Yeah,
And
We're wicked. We're
Yeah.
wicked. Let's do it.
Absolutely. Yes,
Brilliant
definitely.
idea. Let's do it indeed. Brilliant, absolutely superb. Crikey, what else is on the horizon, or is that completely and utterly filled up your diary?
No, I mean, so Grow to Know, I think as a result of all these experiences, and I think RHS is one of many, I think kind of delving deep into this space, kind of jumping into the deep end, you know, the RHS, kind of like the horticultural world, the industry, has really told us what we don't want to do and who we don't want to work with.
Good. Yeah.
And so
Yeah,
Grow
yeah.
to Know is recently repositioned as campaign-led, which means that any partnership that we engage in really does look at them supporting us rather than us meeting their brief.
Yeah.
And
good.
so I think people
Good,
from
yeah.
community and people like ourselves should be setting the brief, you know, when it comes to different institutions or companies who come with resource but also with like a million different asks.
Yes.
So I think we're setting the ask now.
Well
And
done.
also, I think
Well
it's
done.
important to frame yourself as the experts.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sick and tired of these people who have no knowledge of what's going on the ground. They live in a completely different world, thinking, you know, they throw around buzzwords like lived experience, which you mentioned before, but actually they don't value it. So it's important that they realize they are not the experts.
We are
They
the
just have the
experts.
privilege to be where they are. The experts are us, the people in the community with the lived experience.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you know, all power to you, bruv. Socials. How do we get hold of you? How do we follow you? How do we get the links?
So on Insta, I'm Man Like Taish.
Man. How do we spell Taish?
Taysh.
Lovely.
Man like Taish, eh?
Brilliant. Absolutely.
Grow to Know is growtoknow.world.
With a number 2 in the middle.
No 2.
No.
T-O.
T-O.
Yeah.
Oh,
Got
the
it.
We've
grown-up
got-
spelling of it.
We've got
Isn't
proper.
it?
We've got proper now.
Proper. Proper spelling, yeah.
I like it. Brilliant. Brilliant stuff. Well, we're watching that space as we always do, and yeah, just hoping that the revolution comes soon. You know, bless you. Thank
coming,
you for
it's
your
coming.
Yeah, you're at the front, brother.
Yeah,
You're at
bring the
front.
revolution on.
You
A
know.
luta continua.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Thank you for having me.
No,
Thank
thank you
you
for
so
coming.
much for giving us your time and telling us the background of the story. It's been really interesting, really interesting on many,
pleasure.
many levels. And I guess at the end of the day, it was a terrific experience for you, whichever way you look at it. You know, it taught you a little bit more about the weird world that we live in.
That's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. Oh yes, oh yeah. No, very
See
very
the
good
other
luck.
side.
That's brilliant, absolutely superb. Wishing you the best of luck with everything. And you know, can't wait to have you back to tell us more about how this stuff is all panning out.
Thank you.
Absolutely brilliant.
Looking
Thank you,
forward to it.
Tayshan.
Brilliant.
Should I
Absolutely
put on one
superb.
more?
Go for it, sis. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Thank you, Tayshan. Wicked. Wicked.
We go wine and jam again. Oh yeah, oh yeah. We go bet again. Don't fret, no. We must celebrate it. Yeah. La la la. Listen, don't stop for the love of kind, so don't stop for the love of jamming, don't stop for the love of bacchanals that we want. I ain't getting on bad for the love of culture, don't stop for the love of soca, don't stop for the love of carnival. We jamming on, keep jamming on. It's a freeness when we jam. Good vibes spread across the land. Feel it in we fans. Release the energy to know what it means to it. Yeah, I don't know the history. Cause when they fight we don't, we just find our way. We not giving up, no. And it don't take too much for this line to form a session, yeah. Cause we just innovate when it comes to party, yeah. Yeah, the voice of Nelson and Shadow, Kitchener and Spoiler and Sparrow. Tidy band that I want to follow. You know we must celebrate. For the love of kind, so don't stop. For the love of jamming, don't stop. For the love of bacchanals that we want, I ain't getting on bad. For the love of culture, don't stop. For the love of soca, don't stop. For the love of carnival, we jamming on, keep making a scene. When you see them take to the streets, every shape and size so unique. See the love we have running deep, could never replace you, not at all. Is a part of all of we. I know the sweetest melodies rolling out of we like a tidal wave, wash all over me. And when the rhythm take you, just roll and ease the pressure. Whoa. We have a wine that's sweeter than sugar cane. Yeah, you can hear this vibe so and stand up. Every single West Indian hello. Even though them party can't ram up, you know we still jamming hard. For the love of kind, so don't stop. For the love of jamming, don't stop. For the love of bacchanals that we want, I ain't getting on bad. For the love of culture, don't stop. For the love of soca, don't stop. For the love of carnival, we jamming on, keep jamming on. Hey, yeah, yeah, keep jamming on. Oh, yeah, keep jamming on. All I know, keep jamming on. What you say, what you say. Keep jamming on. For the love of kind, so don't stop. For the love of jamming, don't stop. For the love of bacchanals that we want, yeah. For the love of culture, don't stop. For the love of soca, don't stop. For the love of carnival, we jamming on, keep jamming on.
Ooh, yes, a bit more Kez coming. Ooh, I could have played 2 tracks there, but no, there you
Save
go.
that one for
Play
later.
Kez for an
that's
hour.
poor old Gregsy, more editing going
Isn't
on.
it? Crikey, oh blimey, crikey. Brilliant. What a tune. What an absolute tune and a half. Love it. Absolutely
Yeah,
love
so
it.
we now have our other co-presenter in the house. How are you?
Hello.
Hey.
How's it been, Amber?
Amber in the house.
Amber!
It's been a long old day, but I'm glad I'm here.
Hey, we're
Good,
glad you're here too.
good. Love it. Absolutely love it. Cool. I love it. For a pedestrian street, we've got a lot of traffic, man.
Yeah, it's the motor. Do you know what it is? It's the motorbikes,
Yeah.
man. They're just
Yeah,
really
they're
loud
getting
for no
louder
reason.
and louder, aren't they? Mental.
And we've got 2 legends in the Muse standing there, Mr. Armit Francis and Mr. Charlie Phillips. Ronald Charles
Oi.
Phillips. 2 photographers
I
extraordinaires.
know.
Old men in the house. So yeah, what you been up to?
What have I been up to? Well, as usual, I'm going to say what I always say. I've been in the garden as much as I can manage. That's where I am.
Sorry, I was being interrupted rudely. Sorry, carry
That's all right. It's Ahmed. He's always up to these shenanigans. No one? Who said that? Yeah, I've been gardening. I've been taking some pictures. I've been.
on. Of
up
course,
to
we
all
have 3
sorts-
photographers in the house
yeah.
because Amber's also a very, very.
Oh,
um,
four.
Oh, 4 photographers in the
4
house. Oh my God,
photographers.
spanning a generations.
Isn't it? How you doing, my darling? Oh, this is how you didn't know it was me. No, he's not, you know. I get that every day.
Hello, my name's Geronimo.
Yeah,
How are you, Matt?
Oh, I'm okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear it.
Who are you?
I am your worst nightmare.
But are you inspired to do photography because of the weather?
Say again.
Are you inspired to do photography because of the weather?
Do you know, I don't know. It's just kind of come back. You know, I've spent a couple of years in the wilderness, haven't I, really? Not wanting
No, I
to
remember
take
you were
pictures.
saying you weren't doing
Yeah, the energy, the vibe wasn't taking me. But our lovely Grace actually inspired me because she's gorgeous and I want to take some pictures of her. So that's where it started back again, yeah.
Excellent. Well, maybe at some point you might be inspired to take some photos of Charlie and Ahmed.
I would love that, actually, yes. Oh, God, please. Don't let me down like that.
Oh, my God, that would be a new one. Naked pictures of Charlie.
Don't let me down.
Nothing.
You talk and then I hand you a mic and you don't want to talk. What is wrong with you?
You know you're on the radio, right?
Yeah, you know people can see you and they can hear you. So we've just been talking about possible nude photo shoot of Uncle Charlie.
I don't know about that. I don't think Uncle Charlie's in agreement. I don't think he is. No, he's not happy about that one at all.
No, it was his
At
idea.
all, at all.
We're
Listen,
all
I can
set.
see that as I popped out for 2 seconds, so this show's gone completely off-piste. I mean, you lot are like absolutely doing the downhill moguls. So we've just finished a fantastic conversation with the most amazing Tyshan Hayden-Smith, who has just resigned from the Royal Horticultural Society, and we have one of our resident gardeners in the house. What do you say, young Amber?
Well, I'm actually gutted that I missed it because I don't know why he quit. So I've missed the
Because
whole
it's
segment.
anything with royal in it. Come on.
It's problems.
I
Yeah.
don't know if that's totally the truth, but
It is
yeah.
the truth.
He,
Royal family.
To give you a rundown, he basically felt like he was being
Royal
a
Jug.
nuisance to them and a bit of an annoyance, and there was just a few things that he had kind of seen and been a part of, and it just kind of, I think it was just the final straw for him, and
Right.
so he made the decision to step down, although he did actually mention it to them. I think he said twice prior to actually doing it that he was kind of considering doing it, and then I think one more thing happened, and I think for him that was just like,
Yeah, final straw. If you want the detail, then catch up with this show.
Yes, I shall listen to the
on
rerun.
Saturday
on his
at midday.
Instagram, he's uploaded a post
An
about it
article,
too.
is it? Yeah.
And there's
Like
an
a
article in the
statement.
Guardian as well.
There's an article in
Well,
the Guardian.
I mean, I think with any of these things, there's a lot of gratitude politics, isn't there? There's a lot
Exactly.
of, you know, we gave you a bring in, so
Yeah,
your
throw
job,
some crumbs.
Right, your job is to sit there, look brown and be quiet. And, you know, it's not everybody's choice to do that, really. I
It should be
personally...
nobody's choice to do
Right,
that.
well, no, some people do make that choice, which is what facilitates the whole thing a lot of the time. But
I'm hoping that you're referring to an old paradigm that's dying. You know, it's in its final thrashes.
it's dying slowly,
Yeah.
but it is, you know,
It's
yeah.
taking too long to die.
Yeah.
And it's actually, sadly, it was dying, and we were going quite forward. I mean, as Max Romeo, one step forward, two step back,
backwards.
because
Oh.
it's
Now
resurrecting.
Babylon.
Yeah, it's resurrecting itself. Sadly, I mean, look
Yeah.
what's going on in America and even over here. You know, politically. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's ebb and flow, isn't it? We go forward, we make progress, and then unfortunately,
I'm
there's
glad
a
your
bit of a
daughter's
lull.
not in the house, because that last statement, she might have pricked up and gone, hang on,
Right.
who's calling my name?
Do you know what? Right. For all the people that can't pronounce her name, that's actually what we use. We just say, think of ebb and flow, and you're good to go.
Yay, there it is. Amber's daughter is called Eben. So
Yes.
there you go. That's where that little quip came in from.
Yes.
So
we have got our guest Uncle Charlie, who's waiting to be
with bated breath.
Yes, with
He's
bated
not
breath.
nude,
Yeah,
you'll
man.
be sad to hear.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. Well, you know, if you want to see whether we're lying or not, tune into YouTube, search up Portobello Radio, and you will see us live and direct on the camera here in the Muse Gallery just off the Portobello Road, number 269.
And you can verify it for yourself.
Love it.
A little.
musical interlude.
What?
He's not just a photographer, apparently.
What an
man of many
interjection.
talents.
Well, did we not start the show by saying you never know who will come off the street?
No, absolutely. And nobody, when they tuned in at 4 o'clock this afternoon, as they do every Friday, expected a bit of live scat on the mic.
Exactly.
God,
It's all
brilliant.
happening on
Brilliant.
Portobello Radio.
Love it.
And have you got a
Love
tune
it.
that you want to bang on while we get Uncle Charlie set up?
I can always find a tune.
I'm sure you
me.
can always find a
Yeah,
tune,
man.
Gregsy.
Yes. It might be another banger. Albeit from last year, but I don't know if I've ever played this one. But there you go. Shall we give it a go? Let's give it a go.
Let's give it a go.
Yeah.
The fastest growing scam of 2025 is spreading like wildfire, wiping out bank accounts in seconds.
You and your friend can come together. Call me your favorite party favor. Back it up like that. Baby, don't stop, rewind it. Come here, excited. Baby, don't leave me like this. Know you want a little more. We could go somewhere private. We could dance till tomorrow. 'Cause I can't let you go. You go, cause I can't let you go.
Wheezy.
That was
Yeah,
a really good
man.
tune.
Did you like that? Did you
A
like
lot.
that? Yeah, man. That was very, very good indeed. That was,
What was it?
Blondish and Bantu, Can't Let You Go.
Fantastic.
Original mix. It's
Right.
brilliant. Absolutely
Notes taken.
super.
So we're just getting Uncle Charlie up to the mic. Oh. Okay, I did put your
Yeah.
Wrong one.
Wrong one. There you go. Wicked, absolutely wicked. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Ah, good times indeed. So, Uncle Charlie, give our audience a quick bit of background. I'm sure that they're well aware who he is. But
Charlie Phillips is a legendary photographer. He's born in Jamaica and came here as a young man, living on Blenheim Crescent in the famous home owned by Toto Bags. And he was one of what you'd call the Windrush generation migration, though he does not like that term Windrush because there was only one Windrush.
Well, right, I was going to say, it's just one ship. It doesn't tell everybody's story.
Yeah, and the migration story didn't begin with the Windrush, of course.
Right.
So Uncle Charlie quite rightly has that.
Not to mention is not everybody comes from Jamaica or Trinidad.
Well, that's another thing.
There's that.
You know, that incorrect information. There was 355 Jamaicans who arrived on the Empire Windrush in 1940. No, it's all incorrect, actually. So, yes, but he is part of that migration generation that came here as British citizens to help rebuild the motherland and then faced a lot of hurdles. But Uncle Charlie documented much of that life starting in the 50s and 60s. And so he has another exhibition on because he's a very busy man.
Wow.
So he's going to tell us all about what his exhibition is about and also his talk that is coming up on the 31st of May.
Cool.
Right, so I'm going to hand you the mic, Uncle Charlie.
Wow, yeah, man.
And you're going to have a chat with my co-host.
Might have to hang on to the mic for Uncle Charlie while I go and get a mic stand from the back.
Oh, I think, can you hold it?
It's been extended because bring up to my. Say hello.
Yay, Uncle
Say
Charlie
hello
in the
to your
house.
adoring fans.
But they know me as Charlie Phillips, Commander. Yeah.
So,
who's doing the Q&A?
do you have Isa said you have an exhibition coming up, is that right?
I've got it's not really exhibition. Once a year, I like to give something back to the community.
Nice.
And we've never taken it in that part of West London. So we thought we'd give it a go.
Lovely. So where's it going to be?
Where's it going to be? Chelsea Library.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
And it's been extended because I didn't know I was so popular.
You are super popular. You do. You know this.
No,
You're just
not
being
like
humble
this,
and
but
modest.
It was sold out.
Yeah.
It's been sold out on Everbright.
I'm not surprised.
So they're giving me an extension.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we'll be there on Tuesday and on Saturday.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Absolutely lovely. This Saturday or next week Saturday?
Next week Saturday.
Next week Saturday. That is going to be crikey. What are my dates on that one?
That will be Saturday the 31st of May.
Yeah, and Tuesday the 27th.
That's right.
Yeah,
yes.
man. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
so
because
catch.
It went so quick on Everbright, even the organizers couldn't believe it.
I'm not surprised.
So next time we have to get a bigger place or the town hall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man. Brilliant. Absolutely superb.
I just want to thank everybody who's been thinking about me.
Well,
who's been keeping up with me.
Yeah.
And since my tragic illness, it's the first time I've come out for a long time, you know. So
yeah,
well, we're glad you're out.
Yeah.
I still can't dance yet, but
we'll have you dancing soon. Don't you worry.
I'm still trying to get over my stroke.
Yeah, of course.
But anyway, yeah, we've discovered some very rare photographs.
I was going to ask you keep on rediscovering stuff that's been lost over the years.
That's been lost
yeah.
for years.
Brilliant.
And we found a few, so which we're adding to the exhibition.
Are you prepared to divulge? Are you prepared to give us an idea about what the subject matter is?
Open to I'm looking through all my archive, and I think I'm due for a retrospective. Yeah. And also there's a book coming out in July, I hope, as soon as we can.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Well, you'll have to come back in and tell us all about it when it comes out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I'd like to thank the curators for Kensington Library, because I think this was well overdue. Thank you, Joe.
It's always well overdue when you're concerned, for sure, for
Being
sure.
in that part of Kensington,
Yeah.
it's a new experience,
Isn't it?
Yeah,
Isn't
because
it?
they've always kept me in Notting Hill.
They have
Yeah.
up north of the borough. Now you've gone south.
South.
South of
They've
the borough.
always kept me in Notting Hill. I
Yeah.
think it's a new experience and a new venture for me.
Well, not only you, but also for the other, for the residents of the locale down there.
Of
man.
Kensington. Yeah, well overdue.
Yeah, well and truly overdue. Yeah. No, you know that.
So we're having some young people who's going to participate with the exhibition, and I'm trying to tell them keep it cultural, not political. Because
I like it.
You always say that. Stop it.
It gets out. So.
Well, I suppose the cultural is political a lot of the time, whether we intend it or not.
Here it is, yeah.
Yeah.
And we've got some different people.
Yeah.
Who, I'm thinking to give the younger generation, even though from old school, which I still print from negatives.
Well done. We kind of like the analog, the organic,
So we're bringing some of them. We're bringing some of them back as well.
Bring it.
Well, we're getting a lot of young kids. Trying to get them involved.
Well, it's quite en vogue. A lot of kids are going back to the celluloid.
I didn't know that. Well, good.
Yeah, well, good. Absolutely. It's all about grainy. It's all about getting, the
spending
beautiful
time in the dark room.
Yeah.
Getting therapeutic treatment.
It's a process,
Yeah.
It's also deeply expensive, which is why I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Always.
But I find it, I find it also very, very therapeutic in the dark room, midnight, listening to some Jimi Hendrix or Mamas and Papas. No, seriously.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Good selection as well.
Yeah.
Good selection.
And
I like
Nina
it.
Simona.
Nina.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Absolutely.
No, in
brilliant.
a dark room,
Yeah, I love
and
it.
the Rolling Stones.
So let me ask you, what's your favorite Mamas and Papas song?
Oh,
God, you're going back. No.
California Dreaming.
California
Yeah,
Dreaming.
it's got to be. It's got to be. Come on.
It's a
Come
tune.
on.
It's a tune.
It's a tune and a half. I love it. Absolutely love it. And I love the fact that you do your work to music. I must confess, I get a lot of therapeutic
as soon as I
vibe
get
on that
better,
one.
you
Yeah.
know, hope to be in the dark room some more because I've discovered some unseen photographs that hasn't been out for 50 years.
Wow.
So I'm also, and we've got another collection coming up called La Dolce Vita Epoca, because some of my work has been done in Italy.
A lot of your early work was done in Italy as an original paparazzi.
Yeah, during the Dolce Vita era, yeah.
During the Dolce Vita era, how
we
spectacular.
We discovered a lot of work in history of Muhammad Ali.
Right.
When he was in exile.
Over Christmas, we had the pleasure of seeing a couple of those shots in there. Was it one? Was it just one shot we had in there? Yeah, man. And it was brilliant.
But
it caused so much attention.
We're having another booklet coming out on that set the photographs because it hasn't been seen for 40 years.
Wow.
And when I used to take it around, people didn't believe I took it, you see.
Of course.
No, did you really take that? So the title of this book. Yes, I did.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
It's a pamphlets coming out because
brilliant.
Those photographs hasn't been seen.
Yeah.
And it's been under my bed since 1971.
Wow.
Would you believe it?
I barely believe it.
That
brilliant.
one that was an exhibition.
Yeah.
It was because the Japanese liked it.
Yeah.
But when I showed that round many years ago, they can't believe I took it.
Yeah.
Did you really take that? So it's going to be that. Yes, I did take it.
Yes, you did take that shot. Yeah, man, not half. Isn't that hilarious? I love it. Yeah. Absolutely love it. And love the fact that you are soldiering on.
No.
And you
tell
know,
them I can't talk.
Yeah, sorry, that's Uncle Charlie's phone going off in the background and no one can turn the dial on. Yeah, but he can't talk. Brilliant. Brilliant. We are looking forward to more
So I
gems.
thought you were going to interview me. I thought you were going to... It's about time Portobello come down live and direct.
We are sending one of our own envoys to come down to the Chelsea Library to interview you down there while you're on site, if that's all right with you. We've lined up the most beautiful Gracie to come down and chat with you. And
Really, yeah.
Gracie,
no, Gracie's
nice.
up for it. She's up for it, and she's going to pop down and she's going to have a chat. So it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be really cool.
As
really
long as she keeps it cultural, not political.
Absolutely.
Keep it political.
Yeah.
Keep it
always.
cultural, yeah?
Keep it cultural.
Yeah?
Yeah. No, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We're looking forward to that one.
What kind of tunes are you going to bring for the background music?
That's a good question. That is a very, very... It's got to be reggae, hasn't it?
No.
No, not necessarily.
Yeah, reggae.
Oh.
Never mind.
Well, maybe not. Maybe we switch it up a little bit. on this
Uncle Charlie
occasion.
likes them old people songs. You know, those country and western.
Still an old-fashioned.
Was it? I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill.
Yay.
That's going to be...
What's a tune?
That's my opening introduction.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
Anyway,
I love it.
I hope it goes well.
It will go well. The prints are going to be printed at what kind of size for the walls in there?
Very large. We've got some very large prints, for the collectors.
Oh,
fantastic! Maximum impact.
Maximum impact.
Yeah, no, sounds like the one, man.
And just to say, I've seen the exhibition, and I mean, I haven't been in person, but I've seen photographs of it, and it's beautifully hung. Very, very well. Very, very well done.
It's fantastic. The lighting. I was so pleased with the lighting. So Joe, nice one, Joe. You done a good job. Proud of you. Yeah. Joe is one of the curators, by the way. So
love it.
And
Absolutely
I hope Kingston and Chelsea will realize that there's artists in the borough who would like to have a proper platform, but still.
Yeah. We had a random Polish photographer pop in here, young lad, just have a little look around. It wasn't. It was a week before last, and he was one of our guests when we did the shows over Christmas.
Yeah.
And was absolutely blown away. He came in here. He said he was looking for the shot that you took at the funeral.
Yeah.
Do you remember on the back of the Land Rover, that one?
Yeah, that one.
And he could not speak more highly of you and that one particular photograph. It really hit him.
Yeah.
And this guy was like 25 maximum. He was a young.
It's that exhibition.
Is it going to be at Chelsea?
Yeah.
Yay! Brilliant.
Did you do a series of funeral shots over a few
over
years?
years. And he used to call me the dead man's.
Oh my goodness!
So that.
How great thou art!
But that's
called how great thou art.
But it's a really amazing thing to document because there's so much spirituality and so like you said, culture, not politics.
The absurdity of it, especially when they have funerals in Notting Hill. Where's Charlie? How come Charlie isn't here? How come Charlie? Then after they got the title, the dead man photographer.
Yeah.
So it's become. But anyway, I'm glad I've documented this funeral since 1960.
Woo!
From the 60s, yeah.
Mate.
I've seen a fair few and they're very
from
powerful.
The 60s, yeah.
You do not look that old.
Oh, thanks for the compliment. No, but what happens, one of the things especially that shot of the Land Rover.
Yeah.
Well, I often ask myself, that was also in the Land Rover catalogue, that picture.
Really?
They used it for the Land Rover catalogue.
I hope you got paid.
Yeah. But listen to this, 20 years later.
Yeah, go on.
Did you see what the royal family, Duke of Edinburgh, was buried in?
You know it. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
And I'm hoping Land Rover can give me a complimentary Land no, seriously. No.
I'd like a car and a driver, please.
Well, but seriously, when I saw the funeral, I said, look at that. The royal family used Land Rovers and Range Rovers to take the coffin and the funeral dress. And brilliant. I know the royal family usually has a catalogue of Land Rover.
You've started something, haven't you?
I've started. No, but I thought one of the production Land Rover would have got in touch with me and give me a compliment. I really need. That'd be nice if I can get some funding because one of my next project is photographing Britain with a diverse community, you know.
Oh, I like
We've
it.
got yeah,
I like
and
it.
what fascinates me. Do you
Yeah.
know they've got black farmers in London, in England now?
I can well imagine.
In
of course.
England.
What did you
And-
say now?
No,
You know,
I
if
didn't
it-
realise.
if
Well,
you
there's
move back
one
2,000
guy-
years, and the landlords
from
are
the
black, you
diverse
know,
community, you know, from
But there's one guy who goes by the name of the Black Farmer, and he's got a shop in Brixton
I
now,
know,
hasn't
yeah,
he?
but there's others in Somerset, because and in Wales,
Ah,
who
brilliant.
gave up who gave up the London life to do farming,
Isn't
and
that
as
great?
far afield as Scotland.
I love it
as well. You know, in Scotland, yeah.
Yeah.
So you know, we're all.
This
over
is
the
brilliant,
places.
absolutely brilliant. I often feel that the diverse communities of
Hasn't
other.
been well properly documented. The diverse community.
This is it.
Hasn't been
This is it.
properly.
It's quite easy in comparison to capture diverse communities in London.
Yeah.
But it's not so easy to catch them in Glasgow or to catch them in.
And there's one guy in
Hull.
Glasgow.
Yeah.
He does a blend for the malt for the
nice.
Scottish
Yeah.
whiskey.
Beautiful.
Would you
I love
believe
it. I love
There's
it.
people that have been
I
left
wonder
out.
what his logo is.
I
You know,
don't know,
something
yeah.
like the
No,
DBC, isn't it?
He
It's
was
going to be
on
a silhouette
Scottish
of a
radio
yeah.
a few years ago.
I love
And,
it.
you
Love
know.
it. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Superb. We got to look him up, actually.
No, well, you know, I'm doing the untold story.
Yeah.
So it's about time we come to terms to document some of the hidden history.
Absolutely.
And we've got to give people from our community a proper platform. That's why I continue.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. No, and long may you continue doing that. I tell you.
And some of these photographs, a lot of people going to reminisce about it, because reminisce is always, we're coming up to the 7th generation, you know, whether you like it
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah.
And we've got to reminisce as
Yeah,
well.
we
you know,
have. We have.
Once in a while.
Absolutely. Shall we play a little tune and come back to you in a second?
Go on then.
Yeah, man. You know what tune I've got to choose. You absolutely know this, and you're going to love it.
I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill, on Blueberry Hill. When I found you, the moon stood still on Blueberry Hill. It lingered until my dream came true. The wind in the willow played love's sweet melody. But all of those vows you made were never to be. We're apart. You thought of me still. For you were my thrill. On Blueberry Hill. The wind in the willow played love's sweet melody. But all of those vows you made were only to be. Though we're apart, you thought of me still. For you were my thrill. On Blueberry Hill.
Yes. Oh, yes. There you go. There you go. The most amazing Fats Domino and Blueberry Hill. What a tune.
So you got your song there, Uncle Charlie.
Yeah, man. Provoked by the wonderful, prompted, should I say, by the wonderful Charlie
who
Phillips.
I really am. Uncle
What?
I don't want people think he's been naughty.
Charlie Phillips.
You
No,
are
because I
Uncle
told you
Charlie.
from 20 years ago I was going to start calling you that. Because you kept coming to my office and harassing me about funding, so you became Uncle Charlie.
Oh, I see.
Remember I told you? Yes, of course, Ronald Charles Phillip.
And you
Everybody
know-
knows that.
And you know, for those of us in the African community, from you old enough, you're uncle,
Yeah, you're an uncle.
whether we know you or not.
You're not a young boy.
You know,
You're it's Uncle Charlie.
an interesting thing I was listening
the photographer.
to. The photographer.
The
exactly.
photographer and social commentator.
Exactly, yeah.
The nice one, thank
you. Listening to a radio, I can't remember what it was. Was it Radio 4 or something? It was one of the boring radio stations, not nearly as lively and fun as Portobello Radio.
No, could never
And
be.
they had been doing a series of interviewing Afghanistan women and getting their perspective on what Afghanistan was like before and then after the Taliban took over. And one of the interesting things that came out of it is before the Taliban took over, when it was, they were being referred to sort of, as Mrs., Madame, Mamselle. There was a lots of lovely words and names to greet and these women. Post Taliban, the Taliban have insisted that the community refers to any woman, even the young women, as auntie. Everybody is auntie. So now when they get called auntie in London, they're a little bit offended because it sort of, to them, it meant something different.
Oh, I see.
It meant that they were being kind of slightly belittled or, impersonalized.
I see.
If that makes sense. So it's an interesting one, that one. A really interesting one. Charlie, you have boundless amounts of energy. Where do you get it from?
Well, my pip pills haven't run out today.
You must have bought a hell of a lot of them back in the day, I tell you, because I don't think you can get hold of them anymore.
I just have to keep going, whether I like it or not, So
Well done, well done. No, you keep going in an incredible way.
My carers are pissed off with me because they expect me to be there all the time and to make me a cup of tea and biscuits, or to make me pizza and toast. And as I said, I want to go out,
Yeah, well, absolutely.
So
Though I'm quietly jealous. Having carers waited on you hand and foot is quite a good deal. But then I'm not surprised that you were upsetting them. I'm not surprised. You are your own man and a very free spirit at that.
Free spirit, yeah,
yes,
that's it. Yeah,
absolutely. And long may it last. Long may it last. You've got the project going on down at the Chelsea Library next week, and then you are planning to tour the United Kingdom. You're going to go on a tour to UK, and you're going to be capturing diverse communities.
That's my next plan. If Land Rover will sponsor me.
Yeah, that's it. All right, so we need to get onto Land Rover about this thing. We need to get you some transport.
Yeah, that's right. That's one thing. And some cameras.
And some cameras, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I love your style.
Take me out of retirement again.
Come on. You never went into retirement. What are you on about?
No. I thought
you always, literally, it was only about 3 years ago you were snapping out there on the street.
Yeah, I know, but I thought I would be in retirement because all I wanted to do is to catch up on my reading and finish reading War and Peace.
Oh, wow. That is a tome.
I've had 20
That's a book
attempts.
and a half.
Yeah, I've had 20 attempts to read War and Peace. That was my ambition.
It might be time for the audio book of it.
Possibly.
That was what I was planning for my retirement, but life changes, and I didn't know that, especially we're coming up to the 7th generation.
Yeah.
They want to hear the history. They want to hear stories from their elders.
Yeah. Yes.
And we
it's
still
important.
haven't got a proper platform.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for people like yourself who gives us a platform to tell our story.
Of course, it's a two-way street, though. Much as I will take your gratitude,
and we don't have to wait for Black History Month or Black this.
Right.
I know that.
No, I'm not one for framing things, so I am down with that.
So do you have? Is there like an archive of your work? Is there somewhere where people can go and kind of look back through your work?
No, there is, but it's all locked away. It's all locked away. They're in the Tate collection, they're in the V&A collection,
right?
They're in the Welcome collection, but they're all locked. And guess what?
What?
Black Working Month. That's when they pick it up.
Yeah.
It's when they want to tick the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that pisses me off as well. You know,
Of
It's
course.
all
But
there, yeah.
if
Well, that might be an interesting project now to get your work kind of collated in one place, if that's an
No,
option.
it's all in these institutions, yeah, but they only take it out once a year.
All that good
and,
stuff you got under the bed.
yeah, well, let's
well,
keep
they
it
ta-
there and bring it out slowly, slowly.
Now, up to now, you know, I thought by now, with some of the institutions, would offer me a collective.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
that
a
comes
residency,
around.
yeah.
It hasn't come up yet.
They
So this
should.
is why.
Soon come.
No. This is why now. One of the things that fascinates me about when I make my exhibitions or talks, the people who come, you'll never see them in museums because I brought it from a grassroots level.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And I'm not being offensive. You know, the people who comes to my theory, you get all types, Cockney. But when you go in these public institutions, it's been controlled by the cultural elites.
Yes.
Okay. No, seriously.
Okay.
seriously.
Well, we touched
You
on it
never
earlier
see-
on in the show with Tayshan and
Charlie, you sure you're not one of the cultural elites now?
No, I'm not.
Are you sure about that?
I'm not. I'm not. No, I could have been in different museums, but I prefer to come home, have something in my local community, to be seen by us, and share it.
Yeah.
But it's been controlled by the self-appointed cultural elites.
Guardians of culture, yeah.
Who decides what's seen and what's not to be seen and where to be seen, or when they do invite me, it's just to use you as a cultural pawn to tick the box. Now look at that mural they put up of my work.
Yes, indeed. Here on
Isn't that
Blenheim
pathetic?
Crescent, was it?
Crescent.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know.
And it lasted about a week, not even that.
And they painted over it.
Painted back over it. Yeah,
Yes.
it was rubbish. Yeah.
Terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all
Yeah.
these are some things that's got to be spoken about because
Good.
yeah, and it's been
Yeah.
controlled by self-appointed cultural elites who decides what's seen and what's not to be seen. So this is why I said, "Sod it, I take my work out to."
Yeah. To more grassroots level, and using establishments like the one that we're in right now.
That's
the
right,
Muse
yeah,
Gallery
yeah.
here on the Portobello Road.
That's right.
Has
that's right.
played host to you a couple of times now. It's been really, really brilliant fun, and you've drawn such a fantastic audience.
And they couldn't believe it. And
No.
well, now, Chelsea Library, they had to extend it for a couple of days. You know.
I'm really not
yeah.
surprised, but I'm also
No,
very
but when they
pleased for
see
you.
you're
That's
so
brilliant.
in demand, the
Yeah.
cultural institutions who should have supported you don't, you know?
Yeah,
So,
of course, of
Okay.
course. You have been a diamond. If we want to catch up with any of your work online, then I guess the best place to go is your Instagram account and have a little look-see at what's going on there, because
and
there's lots of
WhatsApp
your
and,
past
we
stuff
just
in there.
Wikipedia me, but we haven't got the.
Yeah.
And what's the
I'm just
Instagram
gonna grab it
handle?
up right
Charlie
now.
Roots Photography.
Charlie Roots Photography.
Photo, F-O-T.
Yeah.
Photos.
Right.
Charlie Roots
Photo.
Yeah.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant,
F-
Charlie.
All
We
right.
can't thank you enough for your work.
My
We can't
pleasure.
thank you enough for keeping it all going,
And
man.
keep this tree alive, yeah?
Yes,
Yes, and that
yeah,
is
yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what
Keep
you're
history
doing, so we
alive.
appreciate you.
Exactly,
Thank
we
you.
really do. We really, really do. That's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. We're going to finish off with a couple of minutes of this fantastic Latin tune in the background, and then we're going to move over to the most incredible Madame Zarvis. Wicked, absolutely wicked. Pete Rodriguez, I like it like that. I so like it like that. Brilliant. Absolutely superb. Wow, wow, wow. So, I mean, what a bunch of guests we've had in the studio today. It's been such good fun.
It's been really great. It's been really interesting, and definitely I feel like it's Portobello Radio vibes and Portobello Road vibes. It kind of shows the kind of people that are in our community and that pass through it. You know, it's everyone's different. Everyone's got their own thing going on, but and I feel like there's Charlie's kind of story and Tayshan's are quite similar in these institutions, and so
despite Uncle Charlie coming on the mic, the first thing he said was, "We're not going to get political. It's all about culture."
And then like he says, he's the 7th generation, and Tayshan's whatever, and it's like these same issues are still prominent, and there's still things that we have to deal with, and so but it's good to have these open, honest conversations and have transparency and things like that. So
of course, man, of course. No, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and how blessed are we to have such fantastic guests in the house? Absolutely. Talking about fantastic guests, we got bonkers Madam Zarvis in the house. Hello, darling. How are you?
Hi. Well, I'm all right. I'm getting there. I've got a new phone.
Yay! That's a result, because the last one was worse than mine, and that's saying something.
No, I bought it, and of course it goes. We don't think it's an Apple a battery in it. Oh, we don't think it's an Apple face, right?
No.
No. So they won't warrant it.
No, but it's too old.
No, it's a guy who just put other things on an old phone.
Right, okay.
He was recommended as well. That was good, wasn't it? I didn't go to Back Market, which is really great. But never mind. Let's just move forward. And this thing about bearing history, I can give you. Anthony Aris and Michael Aris. Well, Anthony went into publishing about Tibet, beautiful books on Tibetan medicine, Tibetan culture, and he sold his archive, guess to who? The Chinese.
Oh, there you go.
And they buried all of the publishing. They haven't republished anything.
No, of course they wouldn't.
And he walked away with a ton of money, but I mean...
Well, there you go. One person wins, everybody else loses out.
Yeah.
That is life. Listen,
he
moving away from...
capitalism.
Yeah, moving away from...
He did the most beautiful Tibetan book on medicine.
Right, that's where we wanted to go. That's exactly what I want you in the room about.
Okay, well...
Plants, medicine, please. No more politics.
Oh, medicine,
weirdo.
okay. Well, there's always politics with medicine because at the Physic Garden, if you were a gardener in the 16th century, you took bribes to give plants to the upper classes because their gardens were like their wealth because everybody had too much money.
I think it's because they were all growing marijuana.
No, because they also... No, they didn't have enough. I mean, plants, rare plants and rare birds like parrots, white cockatoos, and evaluated your wealth.
Yeah.
Not money.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so it was very interesting how they competed into the finer things of life.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So the Physic Garden lost a lot of gardeners.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Which is interesting. Disappeared overnight with plants as soon as a ship landed.
Interesting. There's a book there. There's a book there. Yeah, man. We're talking, in case anybody out there is confused, as confused
talking
as me.
about the Chelsea Physic Garden,
Thank
and
you.
it is the flower show this week. And if you go through Chelsea, there are flower displays right down the road.
All the way down to Hospital Road?
No, all the way to King's Road, into Chelsea Green, everywhere.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
It's quite beautiful.
Brilliant. Yes, of course. Yes, you're down from south of the borough, and you're coming up north to hang out with us all weeks.
I spent a lot of time at the flower show because I did work for a man, John Chancellor, who was a natural history dealer in old books. That's how I acquired my herbals and library.
Yeah, nice.
But now I wanted to carry on with horsetail.
Lovely, horsetail.
Because horsetail, if you read an old herbal, it does clears the lungs, clears stones from the kidneys, opens the bladder. It is a wonderful, wonderful herb. But it puts minerals in. It remineralizes the body, particularly good for bones.
Yeah. Is it any good for hay fever?
Yes, and that's why I brought it up last week.
Because we're all dying over here, man.
Yeah. They offer, not today. Today they offer other things, but horsetail is the one, both for a rinse of the nose and also of the mouth.
Ah.
Yeah, you have to drink it as a tea.
Or should I go?
Yeah, you should. But the thing is, horsetail is today,
So
because
silly.
it's been scientifically evaluated for its silica, and it's the highest.
It's silica.
Yeah, silica is one of those
Wow.
bodybuilding elements that we all need in our, and that it's the highest silica plant with silica in it, and that's what it's mainly known for.
Yeah.
So if you have weak bones, children that don't, or you're thin bones.
Which bit of the plant are we using?
The leaves.
The leaves.
Well, it
and
doesn't have leaves. It has spines.
Is
It's a prehistoric plant.
it's a bit like a spruce.
Yeah, it is a baby spruce.
Yeah.
But it is prehistoric.
Okay.
It's not a recent plant. It's lasted since the dinosaurs.
Wow.
And you brew this into a tea.
You can pick it fresh, and you then put it in a teapot, yes, and you can just brew it, and it grows everywhere. But you want to make sure you get someplace that's
What does it
clean.
taste like?
Yeah, good question.
Green. It tastes like green tea.
Does it?
Okay.
Yeah, it's very
nice.
pleasant.
I like green tea a lot.
okay.
Yeah. Well, I have some in my shop, so if you guys really just desperate, I can just come and
Yes.
say you listen to Portobello Radio, and I'll give you one pot full.
Yes, indeed.
Nice.
ZarvisLondon.com.
No, I think it's really
or,
important that people start to go for these rare plants.
Yeah.
But it's one of the top of
Yeah.
bone building, joint
Yeah.
building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And that was a later discovery when they started to examine plants. And so they do fractionate it for that.
Fractionate.
Yeah, they fractionate
What's
it.
that? What does fractionate
Well,
even
they
mean?
they wash it with a solvent, and then they fraction off the silica, and it's used in other medicines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Silica, is that the stuff they put in boxes to make it not get damp?
Oh, good one.
No,
I was going to say
no.
in false breasts.
That's silicone.
No, I
Oh,
don't
that's
know.
silicone. Okay.
Silicone.
All right.
No, I don't know.
I'm not like Greg. I was thinking the same thing as well.
No, you know the little packets
But it's
that
so-
they put in
yeah.
everything. That's
But it's-
silicone.
Oh, there's
no?
little white packets, and they
No,
say
no,
do
no,
not
but the-
open.
Do not eat.
Yeah, or do
Yeah.
not eat or
Oh,
something.
yeah, but that's synthetic.
Right,
Okay.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
synthetic. And the thing is, if you have any trouble with aches and pains in the kidneys, you just take this tea warm, and it will get rid of all the foibles.
Amazing.
Okay.
Absolutely
And if
amazing.
it's serious, then it won't. It'll make you better, but it will come back too soon. And that's when
Yeah.
you should get checked up. But it clears the kidneys, and that's a really important point because everyone's getting these sticky kidneys, aren't they?
Sticky kidney.
Yeah, they get. Well, besides the parasites that come off of some of the fish, if it's not cooked properly
Yeah.
or marinated properly, there apparently there's a sticky element in kidneys that are sick. They don't know where it's coming from.
Okay.
So it's got to be something in the new diet that we have.
Well, we do eat a lot of shit, don't we?
Yeah, you can't afford to.
Not
The
all.
other thing is, somebody
Not
said
all.
to me, "Oh, I hear we have to take aspirin to prevent cancer. Have you heard this?"
No.
Oh. So I said, "Oh, you're kidding."
Yeah.
Because it's not. They do low grade to thin the blood, and
That's it.
but it's
That's it.
bad for the. Well,
you can't overload some of your
acid
organs, yeah.
was taken from white willow bark. And so just drink white willow bark in tea.
White willow water is what I've been hearing a lot about.
Well,
of late.
make the tea. I've got the
Yeah,
bark. at
yeah, yeah.
home.
Use
All
the
you have
bark to
do
make
is
the tea, and
tea,
that's less harmful
and
to
you
the
stick it
plant.
in the
So,
fridge
yeah,
and
yeah, I
drink
like
it.
that.
So I heard a thing. Let me run this past you. I heard a thing about paracetamol. That
I would never use it.
The continued use of paracetamol affects the part of the brain that deals with empathy. So if you consistently take paracetamol, you become less empathetic.
Interesting.
Well,
Is that a nonsense or?
Well,
Quite possibly.
no. Paracetamol, and funny enough, in hospitals they offer it as liquid, intravenous to cancel pain because they don't want to use synthetic opiates. But it's a horrible drug, and I don't ever recommend paracetamol if you want, because it doesn't really cure pain. But what I don't know about this empathy, because that takes a lot of testing to get to that result.
Yeah.
Right. But it does affect a part of the brain, another part of the brain that I don't know whether it's that if you take drugs, it elevates the, elevates the body to be,
Receptive.
animated. No, animated.
Yeah, a bit more lively.
Yeah.
A bit like ginseng.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Greg, you got any comments on that?
So anyway,
Nobody here would know.
So anyway, I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. If you take a lot, you'll get very sick.
Okay.
But I don't know that if people that are tested on this have very little empathy anyway, because
Yeah,
I find
maybe you're
very
right.
little
Maybe you're right.
around these days that don't.
What, empathy
that-
or
that-
cocaine?
No, empathy.
Okay.
Empathy.
Both, yeah.
Wait a
No,
minute.
joking.
Well,
If you
the-
go East London, you can say the
the
cocaine, not
point
the
is,
empathy.
the empathy thing is very complex, and I do think that a lot of people don't have it, without making you feel bad that they feel, they feel sorry for you, but they don't have true empathy.
Yeah.
I think it's
But
a post-COVID thing.
sympathy aren't the
They
same.
make you a
maybe you're
lesser
right.
human being because you have a problem,
Yeah.
and that is not empathy.
No.
And so
No.
people all think, oh, I'm sorry. Then it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So you have to really revalue that and discuss these points. Otherwise, it's just brain rot.
It's all brain rot, darling. It's
You know,
all
we're
brain
getting
rot.
down to brain
So-
rot here. How do you get rid of it?
Yeah.
You discuss difficult points.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, what's going to make me happy for this long weekend just about to embark on?
Oh my God! Didn't I bring my? What do you want to make you happy?
No,
the
I want
happiest
to know
herb,
if-
the happiest herb in the world.
Yes, please.
Is Melissa.
Oh.
It elevates the brain, but you have to use it for about 2 days, and then you
And then it
suddenly
slowly
feel
sort of
you
works
don't
in.
drop into a doldrum with it.
Okay.
Yeah, my je ne sais quoi also does that, and builds through the olfactory nerve. You just
Your
breathe it,
Yes.
and you feel fabulous.
Okay.
So go back to this Melissa. What is it? What does it do?
Yeah, where does she hang out?
Melissa, yeah, well, she's lemon balm.
Ah, I've got loads of that in my
and it's
garden.
very famous for elevating, low moods. They don't necessarily ever say about depression, but you don't go into a low mood. It elevates and keeps you there if you keep drinking it.
Okay.
And it's perfectly safe. And with that glandular change, your whole perspective changes. Okay, and it really does work. If you just missed reading lots of material on it, but it's centuries. It was one of the first herbs the English drank before they got tea and coffee to elevate the body. They drank a 17th century formula.
So what would you do with it? So I've got it in my garden. So what would I do? Would I leaves?
Everything.
The whole thing, roots, stem, everything.
No, not the roots.
Right.
You want it for next year.
So everything above ground.
Well, you tie it up and you hang it out of the sun so it dries off. You can do, if you just let it wilt so a little bit of the water leaves the leaves, and then cut it just with the scissors and stick it in a pot and make a huge pot of it and drink it all day.
Interesting.
Yeah, we love lemon balm. So easy to grow, and it's so good for you.
Lovely. I
And
like
it's
it.
good for kids, and it relaxes the nerves.
There you go.
Relaxes the nerves and elevates the body.
I love it. Absolutely
Or the
love it.
mind, so-
Brilliant.
Maybe if we put it in a can of Coca-Cola, we might get the kids to drink it.
No.
You're
No,
right.
my dad
You're
said
right.
he lost a lot of friends to Coca-Cola. He went to America in 1908.
This is a whole nother thing. You've been brilliant, though. We love the fact that you came on. You enlightened us about horsetail.
Oh, horsetail's a
you know,
wonderful
and then
thing, yes.
you moved into some weird background business that was all a bit low.
Well,
and
no.
then I pulled you back out of that, and we've ended up on lemon balm. I mean, happy days,
lemon
man.
balm is one of
Happy
my favorite
days.
teas.
We're going to play a tune, then tell the world out there what's going on this weekend, and then we've got to get out
Thank
of here.
you so
We've only
much,
got
you
10
guys.
minutes.
Thanks for
you.
coming
Thank
down.
you. You're amazing. Absolutely amazing. If anybody
Thank
wants
you,
to
Greg.
catch up with Madame Zarvis in reality, in the flesh, then get yourselves down the Portobello Road. Go under the
And enjoy your 15 minutes of fame.
Absolutely, as everybody else does. You know that one. Go underneath the flyover, hang a left into the little arcade, and second one on the left there, it says Zarvis above the door. The whole thing smells delightful the minute you enter that arcade. You can
does,
smell Madame Zarvis in there. It's great, absolutely great. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful
I'm
weekend,
surprised I'm
Madame
not
Z.
mummified by now.
Well, I'm surprised actually. Yeah, well, you're certainly embalmed. You know. Play a tune.
What's the last song for the day?
I need a Gideon boot and a khaki suit.
stand out in a Babylon and represent the truth. Me nah go stay a road and see bad things and keep me mouth on mute. I got a strong reggae beat with a mic in a me hand. To lead out the youth them out of destruction and tell the people they should know right from wrong. We got the strength, we got the power to help each other up the ladder. Don't be selfish to help your brothers today. We can make it if we try. Just remember to hold your head high. It doesn't make sense when we fuss and fight. I need a Gideon boot and a khaki suit. We stand out in a Babylon and defend the truth. Me nah gonna sit aside and watch Babylon and keep me mouth from mute. I've got a strong reggae beat and a mic in a me hand. To lead out the youth them out of destruction and let the people know right from wrong. All who believe in love will get a blessing from above. No. Blessing from above. You believe in love. Calling on the leaders of the world today. Yeah. Give a light to the poorer class, I say, yeah. Got to let the people know the right from the wrong. They are depending on you to lead the way, yeah. People just be wise, believe in yourself. The future generation depends on you. Hey, show a little love in your heart and let the people know there's more to life. I need a Gideon boot and a khaki suit. We stand up in a Babylon and defend the truth. Me nah go sit aside and watch Babylon and keep me mouth from mute. I've got a strong reggae beat and a mic in a me hand. To lead out the youth them out of destruction and let the people know right from wrong. All who believe in love will get a blessing from above. No. Blessing from above. Oh, you believe in love. Hey, think about the hungry, think about the naked one. Hey, think about the fatherless and the motherless. Think about the gun you send out coming back at you. Oh, yeah. Hey, think about the next generation to come. I need a Gideon boot and a khaki suit. To stand up in a Babylon and represent the truth. Alright, I know me nah go stand alone and keep me mouth from you. I need a tune where they beat with a mic in a me hand.
Yes, that of course is the one and only, the wonderful Richie Spice.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. That was great. Actually.
That's
That
a
was
tune.
really good, man.
That is a tune. You need a little bit of energy to bubble up the place.
Yes,
you know?
indeed.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
because we're coming towards the end of the show. We've got like
We
6
are.
minutes left, I think.
Is that what the
correctly?
dial is saying? I'm not even in front of it. 1:52. So we've got 8 minutes left.
Oh, 8 minutes left. So we're going to round up with what's going on.
What go on? What go on?
What go on Portobello Radio, man.
Pop, 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 pop. Yeah, man, we got quite a weekend. It's the bank holiday weekend this weekend, of course. So, yeah, it's going to be good fun. I was in the studio earlier on this week with the most adorable Michaela. Michaela, who does something called The Goodies, is the name of her show. And they're all
Goody,
crackers.
goody, yum,
We got a
yum.
new one from her. She normally hangs
we're
out.
coming for you.
That's the one. Do you remember that? Are you that old? It's brilliant. Absolutely
You
brilliant.
know I am.
Yeah, man. It's brilliant. Absolutely superb. The kids will have no idea what we're on about there. She's kicking off our Saturday sessions at 2 in the afternoon, and following her, the most amazing Jason Boone, bringing us back with some dark disco. Jason goes crate digging all over the world, looking for vinyl, strictly vinyl from independent and unpublished artists. So it's going to be wicked, absolutely wicked. DJ for Blue, hopefully, is going to be chucking something in. She's certainly on the lineup, and she's always a cracker, and she's been doing absolutely spectacular things this year. She's really gone stratospheric, so we're so proud of her, so proud of her. Look forward to her show at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Liam Chute, the original Soul Boy, is coming up from Shepherd's Bush at 5 o'clock, 1700 hours. We might or might not get another DBC one from Joinie Mac, but I've got a funny feeling that's not going to happen, so we'll probably pop something else in there, like an original DBC tape from back in the day. That's what we're going to do, courtesy of our lovely Jan up the road there, who lent me a couple of her tapes. So yeah, man, we're going to play possibly some of that at 6 o'clock in the evening. Following that, Chris Sullivan's got another one of his One Nation Under the Grove sets. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And then Jamonzi comes back once again, playing us some lovely housey, breakbeaty stuff. She's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So that's the Saturday sessions. It happens again on Sunday exactly at the same time. And if you're in Asia, it kicks off about 11 in the morning. So get involved, Portobello Radio. We're going to repeat this show on Saturday at midday, and then we're going to repeat it again at Sunday at 10 a.m. Part of the Portobello Talk radio season, Sunday morning. And indeed, we had London Calling on Wednesday with the most amazing Neil Brown. He's going to be kicking things off at midday. Neil Brown was an artist in the 80s and hung out with the Clash and the Slits, and he released tunes with Dick O'Dell on Y Records, and he's just an amazing human being. He's now also an accomplished artist, and he's been a journalist for many notorious papers and magazines over the years. He's great. It's good value, that one. It's really, really good value. So, yeah, man, get yourself involved with Portobello Radio all weekend long. Auntie Isis, are you going to be doing something for Ferrity?
Yes, of course,
Yeah,
tomorrow afternoon,
Saturday afternoon.
that's Saturday afternoon. If you're listening in...
on Sunday.
Yes. So that you missed it. Yeah. So Saturday afternoon between 4 and 6, it's me, the Eclectic Goddess, with the Speak Your Truth show on Ferrity Radio, and I will have as my very special guest my sister-in Alicia Grindridge, and she has just written a book about the wonderful Amy Jacques Garvey. And she, Alicia, is a black nationalist, a Garveyite. She'll be talking about the important role of Amy Jacques Garvey in supporting the UNIA and the work of her husband, Marcus Garvey. So tune into that.
Amazing.
That's from 4:30
Wow,
to
what a
5:30.
guest. How did you collar her?
She came to me. You know me. I'm in the
got that
movement.
pull, man.
I'm in the movement. People come to me and they're like, "Yeah, can I come on your show?"
That's kind of a
So
guess,
yeah,
man. That's kind of a guess
so
and a
she'll
half.
be
Well
good.
done.
Yeah, she just published a new book, so it'll be really interesting.
Yeah, it will be. It's going to be superb, spectacular. So if you're bored of just listening to music, then get involved with Ferrity Radio.
And of course, there's always music on my show.
Yeah, exactly.
Engaging conversation,
Yeah.
eclectic music, and a
There you go.
pan-African
It's a very
perspective.
good show indeed. I say
Because
that.
you've been as a
I
co-host
have.
and a guest a few times.
And
it?
will again, I hope.
Isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
most
Yeah,
definitely.
so, yeah, man. Yeah, so
Is-
spectacular.
Can I ask, is the KPH Monday night thing still happening? Sorry, no, not KPH.
It's KNOH.
Knights of Notting Hill.
Knights of Notting
Night of
Hill.
Notting Hill. Night of Notting Hill.
Yes, is that?
I think that was just happening.
Did the two.
I think that
they
was
just did the two, but I think
Yeah.
if they bring it back, well, I hope they do bring
I
it
hope
back.
they
yeah,
make it a
then,
regular evening.
especially when the sun's out a bit more and everyone wants to catch a little vibe. On
We
main
like
road.
that. We
Yeah,
like that, yes.
It was good, man.
And it had a bit of a in on the green vibe, didn't it?
Didn't it?
Yeah,
Just, yeah, it was
reminded us,
lovely.
you know, Dave and
The
Tina
vibe
on the
was
decks.
high.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, same faces,
Yeah.
everyone just chilling. It was good vibes, man.
Nice.
I went to both nights, to be honest.
Localized business. We love it. We love
Localised
it. Now, I
business.
do not know the answer to that, though, in short. I have no
Well,
idea.
let's find out.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, absolutely. Anything else going on this weekend?
Anything else
No,
happening?
it's
Well,
just
I've
a bank
mentioned-
holiday weekend,
Yep.
so I just hope everyone enjoys it. Hopefully the sun stays out and there's no rain.
Yeah.
Everyone do
Well,
your sun dance.
I have to say, as the resident gardener, I am happy to report that it will, in fact, be raining because it hasn't.
No, I don't want
It
that.
hasn't.
No,
for
no,
a
but the plants
really long
need it.
time.
Well,
the
I don't
plants
need it
need
for
it.
Monday.
No, no,
if
we
you saw
need it, we need
City
it, we
Splash
need it.
last year, the amount of people that were dropping because of the mud.
Including you. I
It was
spent
not.
ages
It was
washing the mud
dark.
out of
It
your
was
tracksuit.
dark. I
Where
saw
are you
people
going?
City Splash on Monday.
Me
It was-
too.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
no.
what I'm saying. Exactly. Now you don't want the rain.
Listen, I'm
Hey,
still
make sure
happy
you just get your wellies and you should be
Innit?
calm.
Yeah,
get your
yeah,
wellies,
yeah.
should be calm.
It's wellies
Yeah.
and plastic
Well, you two, hopefully you see each other, you can report back.
Yeah, we'll do a little, talk about how City Splash went down. I just don't want it to be muddy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As long as it's not muddy, it's fine. But all that slipping and sliding in Brockwell Park is not for me.
Well, my garden has been gasping,
dying for it.
I've been having to go and water the secret garden at night to get so I'd be looking forward to some rain. Because those poor plants, we did all that planting.
And also
Call
that's
for
serious
Call for rain
labour.
on the Tuesday the 26th. I'm happy with that. But this bank holiday weekend, I need dry land. Dry as possible.
Unfortunately.
Absolutely brilliant.
We are bang out of luck.
It's going to be a brilliant weekend, whichever way you do it, whichever way you spend it. Can't thank you guys enough.
Can't thank you, Gregsy. Nice to see you on the other side. I mean, it was kind of like we had Zakira, Isis over there. We had Piers over there and Greg over here. We kind of all swapped suits. It was a bit musical.
Piers, we're Friday body swapping kind of.
No, we're not.
In fact, everybody hide.
Yes, a big shout out to all our amazing guests, the wonderful Tayshan, the fantastic
Charlie Phillips,
Ronald Charles Phillips, the photographer, Uncle Charlie, as he's known.
Ahmed Francis with his little skidabidap.
And of course the wonderful Miss Zarvis.
Madam Zarvis.
Madam Zarvis. Ms. Madam Zarvis.
Amazing.
I can't believe it.
What is your iPhone?
My iCloud is now Madam
iCloud.
Zarvis.
Good. We like that. We like that.
I love it. Yeah, man.
Good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. People will be turning up and going, "Where's the brothel?"
Yeah.
You need some purple sparkly fabric and a crystal ball.
And then you're good to go. Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
Mate,
so,
mate.
shall I play us out with a track?
Let's play us out with a little track.
This is a short one.
Thank
so
you
let's
guys
go.
and girls for all joining us, and for you guys for listening to us out there, keeping us alive. Have yourself a rocking good
Thank you,
weekend.
Gregsy, because you're the one who's going to have to edit all the mess ups
You
as
know
usual.
that. Wicked, absolutely wicked. Nice one. Have a great weekend.
Until next time.
Nobody go send you free money. If you not get now, you sabi. I just would
I heard that you're looking for love. Please don't judge me, 'cause I won't judge you. Now what's in the me I believe, now what's in the you believe. As I wake up this morning, landlord don't call me. My body don't ring my phone. Say with that thing where you promise me. I know say you no go believe. Them no tell me say that's so it dey be. I beg you take me back to days when it be saying I just to play and chop. Yeah.
I just would not stand you better get up for you.
Better know this.
That's the ones who make a living to go. Nobody go ask if you know. Nobody go send you. If you don't get now, you sabi. I just would not.
If you no get now, you sabi. You know feel easy your body, oh. But if not them need you, they go come to you, come they give you different. This is super story, yo. Though the story touch me, yo. But I know if send you money, yo. If I say make a calculate. What in they spend from Monday to Sunday. They make me reminisce on those days. We pocket money, go yakpa for my pillowcase. Now I got send the money, loleo. Everything where I want, I must pay. I fit to give anything to become a child again.
I just would not stand you better get up for your mind. You got to hustle, make a living to go. Nobody go ask if you know. Nobody go send you free money. If you don't get now, you sabi. I just would not stand. I just would not stand you better get up for your mind. You got to hustle, make a living to go. Nobody go ask if you know. Nobody go send you free money. If you don't get now, you sabi. I just would not stand.
Leave me, I won't become a child. Yeah. I won't become a child. Yeah. I want to play inside the rain. Oh, 'cause I don't with NASCAR.
Portobello Radio, Portobello Radio, Portobello Radio, Portobello Radio.